is before I take you to court, yeah? All right. All right. Blackheart, say what the fuck you just said again for the people listening.
I said
say what
that,
you just said.
I said that I respect all the Tekken characters, and I think
Xiaoyu especially.
Oh, that's not what the fuck you said, Blackheart. That's wild. That's wild. That's wild.
I said
go on. What do you say? Say it. Let the people hear you. What do you say?
Clive is more Tekken than Xiaoyu. Of course. Of course. This is common knowledge. This is common knowledge.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I feel like honestly, I would prefer if you just said racist shit. I would prefer if you just said slurs. That's the most hurtful thing I've ever heard in my life, bro. That's crazy. Okay. But banter aside, because Xiaoyu's bullshit. Don't get twisted. Okay. But like, how are we feeling about Clive? Like, on 3 levels, let's say. How have they presented him? You know, the voice actor work is great, visuals are great, of course. But like, how presentation? How do we feel he fits in Tekken currently? And how do we feel about obviously his place and like the waves he's been causing in the Tekken community? Know what I mean? Like how do we feel? Blackheart, you start. We'll go on to you.
No, I want to hear Giant first because my opinion is very controversial.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I want.
Right, fair enough. Let's hear it, bro. How are you feeling? Because you made a couple of videos on there. And by the way, if you've not seen those videos, go check it out. The Giant channel. He's looked at them on multiple levels. Yeah, how you feeling, man?
Well, so. Hello, everyone, first of all. But my feeling of Clive's, let's say they change since the release of the trailer and everything, and the first release on top. I'm kind of fault in between because it depends. My point on Clive is either positive or less positive, depending on the perspective and the point of view I'm looking at as the character. Because if I think about, let's start with the most important one. If I think like gameplay only, I'm not as happy with him because I really don't. It feels too much of a zoner to me.
Well, he's more Tekken than Xiaoyu, apparently.
Absolutely.
It really feels too much of a zoner to me, honestly. Like his range is insane.
Yes, true.
And it's like I managed to wrap my mind of seeing him on the screen. Just forcing in my mind the idea of he's a boss character. That's why he can fit, and that's why he can summon all those things. He's a boss character. I'm not saying that he's strong as a boss character. I'm not saying anything of those things. I'm just saying he looks like a boss character.
He does.
That's why he can fit in there. Even if there are so many wacky shit in Tekken, he's still one step ahead on that.
I mean, honestly, it's like him and Azazel were like perfect boss characters. Like him and that robot in fucking Tekken 6.
The Nancy.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, okay. So what you're saying, if I understood you, is like there's 2 levels, right? There's like
yeah, because then we go to the technical level, the realization level of the character, and Tekken is always like the Tekken devs are always like a block of granite on that. They never release a game that looks shit. That there is buggy or anything. Yeah, there are bugs around, guys. In modern games, there's always
but I know what you mean.
The character looks great. The animations look great. It's like, apart maybe the only complaint I have on animation thing is like his 2-2, 1-2 and down for 1-2 strings. They look a bit too much the same. Like they're down for 1, but they look a bit too similar from my point of view. But one thing I would like to point out as well is that I want to check. So. You know that I like to look at these things through numbers.
That's it. That's why we love TheGian. He's a numbers guy.
So I haven't done a video about numbers yet on people playing Tekken since Clive and everything because it's too early. But there is one number I've been looking at, and it's the trailer views.
Okay.
So if you got the 4 DLC character trailer views, you have Eddie last with less than 1 million views. Cool. Lydia, I think, is 1.2 million. Heihachi is a 1.5 and Clive is a 1.7.
Okay.
So overall, at the end of the day,
people
say it. At the end of the day,
he's bringing people to Tekken.
He's bringing people to YouTube.
It's already one thing.
Bringing attention.
I'm just saying. Okay, cool.
Let's put it like this. It's bringing attention to Tekken, which is something to bring up.
Okay,
which is surprising on my point of view, because Final Fantasy 16, as a Final Fantasy fan, kind of, not super, but I am a Final Fantasy fan, is kind of one of the Final Fantasies that be meh. It's not like I'm playing it now, but it's not the classic Final Fantasy action game, RPG game. That's why when release, a lot of people were saying this is a great game, it just should not be called Final Fantasy. But Square Enix wanted to sell and they call it Final Fantasy. So that's why it surprises me as well, because 15 sold double the amount that the 16 sold.
Sure.
So I'm surprised actually it's bringing this much attention, partially.
Sure. I see what you're saying.
So I honestly, I'm still trying to understand what are my feelings on Clive. It's fun to use, don't get me wrong.
I hear that. That makes sense. All right. FinnT, what up, player?
Hey guys.
What up? Just like I said, just like I said with TheGian and the Blackheart, if you watch my bullshit YouTube stuff, you got to watch these guys. They're great guys too. We're saving Blackheart's opinion on Clive, aka Captain of Soul Calibur, last because he said he's got some shit to say, so I wanted to get it off his chest. But Finn, how are you feeling? 3 levels. How do you feel in terms of how he looks and it sounds like presentation? How do you feel about how he fits in mechanically? And how do you feel about his impact on Tekken in general? Go as deep as you want, player.
First of all, is my mic fine? Because sometimes I have crackling shit. You have to tell me if something like this happens.
I don't give a fuck. I'm a bad streamer. I don't care if the quality sucks. That's my style, man. No, I'm joking. You're fine. Your mic's good. Your mic's good.
Okay. So in terms of presentation, I did not play. Because how he is maybe transferred from his original game, I did not play 16. I played a bit. I never actually am that sick of a Final Fantasy guy. I played 13. Was a bit weirded out by the guy with the birds. I don't remember his name.
The Chocobo Saz,
But I played. I don't know if you played it. It probably comes closer to 16. I played what's it called? Stranger of Paradise. From Team Ninja. I had really insane fun with that. So I can't judge the transformation, but I think in terms of design, I mean he looks good. I mean he looks really good. The effects look incredible. They are honest. They if you look at it and you see him suddenly his arms become a phoenix. And he is whirling around. Yeah, if you look at it, you think okay, what kind of game is this? Yeah, it's now his game apparently. But the thing is, it looks amazing. Yeah, the Unreal Engine 5. I did not yet go into photo mode and look at it in detail, but it probably looks amazing. So the visual presentation is pretty sick. In terms of looks, it still is. It's kind of weird that they have now reused the updraft. The updraft combos that Noctis has, they have reused it. So it already is a bit weird to see this again, with this floaty jump where he floats in the air, really weird. Yeah. But they have done things with it now. He has moves out of it that are actually, the sword slash, the big claw. It looks good. Second question you asked was what was the second question?
Mechanics. Frame data, movement, all that shit, Tekken stuff, and then community.
So I like that. I actually like that. I thought he was when I saw him how big he is and how impressive he looks. I was he maybe even has king movement and walks moves a bit sloppily, but he actually moves incredibly fast for his range and his mass. He moves incredibly fast. So mechanics. I mean. Yeah, they gave him the unique level stuff, which is cool because I kind of wish they would have done this. If they wanted to make change, I kind of wish they would have given way more character stuff like this, almost everyone. Because Leo also has the lightning glare where you can adjust. Okay, I do this combo ender? I do lightning glare. Obviously, in this case, the application for the I forgot even Arm of Darkness. The application for it is relatively one-dimensional, but out of principle, I like it. I like more about him actually. I think they in this case they should have even given more characters in Tekken this treatment. In terms of community, I mean, it's a war zone. Like it's a war zone. Like it turned literally into a war zone. Like literally, the Tekken community right now is Phoenix Gate. Like the second stage where these two titans are fighting. Because I looked at Reddit and it's like people are losing their shit completely.
Hold on,
like,
stop.
And we will win. And we will win.
That was your first mistake, bro. You opened Reddit. That was your first mistake.
Yeah,
and then continue.
But like people, like either they are. You see one, or even Twitter. It doesn't matter. I looked at a few things. You see one Reddit post where someone is like saying, "I'm completely losing it. This character is so amazing." Then the other post is starting with, "I completely losing it. I'm now burning my copy of Tekken 8." Yeah, it is a war zone. I was. Funny enough, what I've seen from pro players, they are relatively laid back. Compared to the casual audience, or not casual, also high level, pretty skilled players are for example, I mean, Planet Medu's opinion probably. I mean, he's also losing his shit completely. But pro players are weird because they care about like the mechanical stuff way more than the aesthetics. But yeah, it's a war zone. It's a war zone.
It's mental. Yeah, I mean, first of all, thank you for mentioning Leo. No one ever does that. I appreciate that. Every time someone mentions
of course,
Leo,
great character.
I mean, you think that, but let's not get into that. But but like, I agree with you. Yeah, I want to pass to Blackheart because I actually genuinely want to hear what Blackheart says. But for me, my 2 cents is that I'm of the camp that it's no secret that I wasn't happy with the health of Tekken 8 in general. Let's say. And for me,
I've seen the previous. I've seen the episode you did together.
Right. I'm not a fan of Tekken 8 generally in this direction, but I've always been like, I have faith. Right, the first year is always a shit show. They always fix it. It'll take time. It's not about where it is; it's about where it's going. Since this patch, since Clive has come out, I'm like, I don't want to play this game. Like, I'm just like, I'm not playing this game. Fuck this. Play this game. And that might be an overreaction on my part. I'm not saying that my reaction is the correct reaction. There is no correct reaction. But like this, I'm sure this has brought in lots and lots of people, and I'm happy for them that they're having fun. This has made me. I have four Clives. I do not want to fight any more Clives. Like I don't want to. Skill issue. You got no balls. You got no talent. You got no skill. Maybe that's true, bro.
Agreed.
But
agreed. You know what? I agree. But I don't want to deal with this shit, bro. I don't want to. And like in a game where I've disliked most of the matchups, just not even in terms of this knowledge checkup, I just don't enjoy them. They added another one who I think I hate even more. And I'm like, for me, is a straw that breaks the camel's back. Now, I recognize that I'm probably in the minority. This is probably a net positive in terms of numbers for Tekken. And at the end of the day, these guys got to make money. But for me, in this current state, I'm like, oh.
I have a quick question there. Is it?
Yeah, sure.
Does the aesthetic design of the character make it worse for you? Or is it also a portion of it that you just dislike that as well?
It's part of that. Like first of all, the design is amazing. It's a beautiful design. Like in terms of actual work, animation, the looks, the voice work, like his voice lines with like, oh, that's an amazing cosplay. Like, what the fuck is cosplay? That interaction is so good. Like, there's so much I love about it. But when I'm playing Tekken, I feel like my eyes hurt. Like that SpongeBob meme. Or like the fucking that little gnat with his eyes burning. I'm like, what is happening on the screen right now? What am I dealing with? Why is it? I say turn bright this time. Why is it that like when I'm 4 backdashes away, I'm still scared for my life? What is happening, bro? Like this, I just don't want to have to deal with this. I'm not having fun. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna complain about it. I'm not gonna be a bitch. I'm just gonna walk away. Like, if you go to a party and everyone's fucking taking hard drugs and doing crazy shit, like you don't just stand on a table and be like, this fucking sucks. You guys should stop doing drugs. You just leave the party. You know what I mean? Let them have fun. Leave the party. I'm at that point where I'm like, clearly, I'm in the minority. Y'all have fun. I'm done. I'll come back for season 2. If season 2 is looking a little bit different, a little bit spicy, I'll come back. But for me, you know what it reminds me of? And you mentioned the presentation design, right? You know, it reminds me of if you guys have ever dated like a really hot girl or a really hot guy, like you've dated someone who's just like smoking, right? And at first, the power of their hotness kind of overwhelms.
I know where you're going.
Eventually, once you've done it in all the positions that you do it in, once you've had all the fun and you've been with them for a few months, what you're left with is the actual person. and the
Yeah.
actual person is dumb as fuck. Right, and you're like, damn, we've all been there, right? Like it's like your hormones take over, and then it often takes a while, like months, for like the effect to wash up. I feel like Clive is that for the Tekken community. I genuinely feel like give it a month, and people, even a lot, not all, but even a lot of the people, it's shifting, yeah. But even a lot of the people who are like, this is hype, this is amazing, look how cool he is. I think eventually they'll be like, I don't know how many forward 1+2s I want to eat, bro. I don't know how many of these fucking long range while running twos. I know it's linear, but like it'll hit you from fucking full screen.
Linear is always a weak argument. Linear is in. Do you know what also was linear? Akuma down 3. Like I don't.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Any move that requires you to sidestep to beat it is like low key overpowered.
Yeah. If you have to go there, yeah.
Because in this game, it's not consistent. But yeah, we've been all of us have just been the opening act for the real opinion that matters. The only opinion that matters in this group.
You didn't let me say one thing about that. One thing
before you start. Can I just say, Blackheart? I just want to compliment myself to you because you've been so calm for once. You really hold yourself back.
Bro, he's been charging up the whole stream. I'm ready. All right, get ready.
Because there's no need to get angry. You're humiliating yourself by your own words. There's no need to get angry, you know?
Okay, wait. Well, one moment, Blackheart. Can I somehow like normalize your microphone somehow?
No. It has to be like this. No, it has to be like this.
It's part of the brand. His mic being blown out is part of the brand.
Yeah, it's the brand. You know, it has to be like this.
I respect it. But Blackheart, okay, let's hear it. What are your
so of course, as most of you people know, I have been one of the best Clive defenders out there. Probably the most active Clive defender out there. So, I made like, I don't know, maybe 10 videos about how Clive suits Tekken and so on. So I firmly believe this. So I'll say my roundup of what I think about the card now that I finally managed to play him a little bit. In terms of character design and visuals, I think he's amazing. But on that point, I gotta say that even for my standards, it is a little bit too. It is a little bit too much.
Stop. If Blackheart is saying it's too much, bro, this Noctis player is saying it's too much, bro. I don't know. That's saying.
I have to say Blackheart.
I'm not gonna lie. After 2 hours of playing Clive, my eyes burn. Like for real. Like it's a little bit too much. Visually.
Just quickly, Blackheart. Just quickly. Did everyone here turn down visual saturation?
Yeah. But it's still too much.
Okay.
It's still too much.
I also did it. I also had to turn it down.
No, I want to play it. I want Harada's vision, full blast. I ain't turning down shit. If he wants me to, I'm gonna get blind.
Harada's vision. That's why he always wears, that glasses, because probably.
That's why we have to hide that. Was it Inner Monster? It's all part of the plan, bro.
Yeah. So I seriously hope they turn down a little bit these visual effects in a patch, something like this, because honestly, I'm going blind.
Listen to what Blackheart is saying. I hope they patch the vision. I hope they patch the particle effects. We come to community, bro. This is where we are. Forget the frame they are. Patch the particle effects.
Yeah, it's too much. I'm going.
They're already
honestly, I think I should I should go to an eye doctor very soon, probably, because of Clive. So. But apart from the visual effects itself, I think the card is very fun, and some people are saying that he's top 1 already, but I don't believe that personally. I think he's very, 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 very strong, but he has some weaknesses in some areas, and the only fully overtuned move, I think it's 4-1+2. But I won't cry on it too much, because I know it will get nerfed day 1 probably tomorrow. We'll have a patch on that specifically. I just know that it will get nerfed. So I don't know. I'm not crying a bit about it.
Can I say something? I want to come back to you, Blackheart, to hear your thoughts on the community stuff as well. But I want to interject something, because you've said something I wanted to bring up. So I don't know if you guys have seen the podcast, the Level Up Your Game podcast, like Tasty.
No, I didn't.
It came out last night. It's really good. I highly recommend it. If you enjoyed this chat, theirs is really good. But I should warn you that I say this with love, because I love all of them. They're shilling.
Wait. You mean with Suiken and Tasty Steve?
Yeah, Speaking, Tasty Steve, and R.I.P, and who was the
who are speaking?
MYK? I know it's someone different. It's not
Was it?
usually
Yeah, it wasn't
MYK.
MYK. I wasn't thinking it was MYK.
It
It wasn't MYK. No, it wasn't MYK. Yeah, it wasn't Rickson.
Yeah,
It
it was MK. Yeah.
But they were all okay. Again, I say this with love. They were all shilling, but they had to, right? The thing is, when you're in bed with Tekken, you can't come out and be too critical. I'm not saying that in a mean way. Like, I love R.I.P. I want him to get paid. I love Steve, so I want him to get paid. But they were like, "Oh, it's great. It's positive. People loving it. It's all great." So I'm like, so I don't really take their opinions that solid on the character, and I genuinely don't mean that in a bad way. If I was them, I'd do the same thing. That's the correct move to play. But one of the things that really upset me is actually something that Blackheart just said, and they said it too, which is that, well, it doesn't matter that this move's kind of busted because we know they're going to patch it soon. They've done it at the end of the tournament season, and so that they release it, let people have fun, and then they'll patch it. And I'm like, that's how far we've come as a community, where we all know the move's busted. We know that they know the move is busted. And we're supposed
I don't know if they know. I don't know if they know. I don't know if they know the movie.
There's no way they don't know, bro. There's no way they don't know.
Oh, they know.
I don't know. I don't know. They
They
make stupid decisions balance wise all over the cast, so I'm not surprised. They are like, for example, they buffed Brian in the last patch, so I don't know. At this point, everything is possible.
My friend, there is nothing bad in buffing Brian. That's just
Bye.
No. Look, that's different. That's okay. No, let's not. I don't want to go into the detail of Brian buff and everything, but the fact that the female cast could sidestep a move and the male cast could not, which means there is a problem.
No, to be fair, I don't know.
No, it should be sidesteppable by everyone. It should be sidesteppable.
You can power crush it.
I don't know much about. The thing is, I don't think there was much in the ways of buffs of the last.
It's adjustment.
Yeah.
Let's call it adjustment. Let's call that adjustment.
No, to go back on Clive balancing and everything. Just remember that someone greenlit season 3 Leroy, guys. I always bring it down.
Okay,
it's like this is like forward 1+2 is at the moment the most fast move that we see, arguably.
Yes.
Tekken 8, like at least in the modern days of Tekken 8, maybe
one off.
Yeah, let's say one off. But currently he is probably you could say at the moment for how Clive is used is the most used moves. It's like the quarter single forward of Dragunov.
It's the best mid in the game.
I think Dragunov's one is still better.
You're playing Clive, you don't know what to do. You can just throw them. That's how good. You just throw them. Then yes, you're -7. You eat something and then down 1+2. But remember down 1+2 of Leroy.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
Remember the move won tournaments.
No, I hear you. I was there. As I said, while running 3-2, I was there. I get it. Like, I understand. But the reason why I say like they must know is because they knew their game was kind of unbalanced initially, and they know that there are balance concerns. They know this. They've addressed this in pretty much every talk that they've done. You would think that they would approach this with a certain level of conservatism. There's no. I don't believe that anyone with an IQ above 6 doesn't know that forward 1+. You have a move that has long range. How should a defender deal with it? We'll make it linear. Got it. You don't need to have been playing Tekken for 100 years to figure that out. You don't.
Yeah, but again, I'm not surprised because they continue making stupid decisions. I'm not surprised they do this kind of decision. I'm not surprised. Like, I was, oh my god, this is so unbelievable. It's not like the first time they did this. That's my view.
You're right. No, but that's my point I'm trying to get to.
Like, I'm not surprised, but it's still stupid. I'm not surprised though.
Yes.
I quickly interrupt. I have to.
No worries. Yeah, go for it.
But Blackheart, I know it is your brand, but sometimes there's a literal buzz saw in the back.
No, good. I think that's me. I didn't know if you could hear it. That was me.
Hello. Maybe it's better now.
I will mute myself when I'm not talking. I got construction going on outside.
Are you sure it is okay? But you can also. Did you have the echo? No, the noise reduction. That could help completely.
Because I am without headphones because they annoy me. But I can put that.
Yeah, I don't know. But like. I'll look at that when the buzzer is going on. The buzzer when the buzzer is happening, I'll mute it. But like what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. But when it comes to they were saying that like, it doesn't matter because we know they'll patch it, right? And you guys are saying like, oh, well, maybe they just didn't know because they're kind of ignorant when it comes to balance and decisions or whatnot. Like, it might just be stupidity rather than malice. But I remember months back, this is back in Tekken 7, right? Our old friend, fucking Framewhisperer, rest in peace. He was like, I remember when the DLC started coming out and being kind of busted, he was the first person I heard say they're doing this on purpose. And I remember
he was
being
the first
like,
one in the Wave Dash episode. In the Wave Dash episode, he already said this. Yeah,
they're doing it on purpose. And I remember being like, I think you're being a bit overly cynical. I don't like this character too. I don't like this direction it's going in. But I think to say that they're doing it on purpose seems conspiratorial. Like, I don't think we have enough data to make that claim. But now I'm like, there's no way they don't know. He was right.
One moment. He said, I never saw. Did any one of you saw this back in the day? There was a rumor. I never seen this document myself. There was a rumor. I never seen this. That there was a official document leaked from Namco Bandai with nerfs for Leroy Smith. That actually had the frame before he was nerfed, and before the character even came out, and it had the moves on it, which no one could have known besides then. Knew
it was intentional. It was intentional.
Leroy was sorry, guys.
But I've never seen the.
I wasn't playing Tekken. I moved to live in Dubai for a year and everything. And I mean, someone who was playing Tekken where I was working with. Yeah. So, let me download Tekken. And then 1 month later, Leroy gets released. And I buy Leroy.
Of course.
And from there, I basically jumped I wasn't playing online. So I jumped from green rank to orange ranks. Like,
of course.
This. Yeah. With Leroy. And it wasn't me being good at Tekken and everything.
No. He was a character.
Leroy was what he was.
Absolutely. You know? He lifted everyone at least a whole 2 color tiers above where they were.
Insane. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of casuals got to God Omega like or nothing. No, Tekken God Prime like nothing.
There wasn't even God Omega at the time. But
there was the Tekken God Prime.
Back into the game.
Yeah.
That I started to study the game and I started to play the game and I started to get better at the game and I started to learn the game. So I'm not seeing Unreal. I get it. You can put a tinfoil hat and say, it's conspiracy. But it's not a bad marketing strategy. If at the end of the day, you earn people that start to play, then yes, I've always been a fan of the saga and everything. I just wasn't as
But do you really? Because this is also the time when the Wave Dash came out. I think Mihawk or even Framewhisperer said this. He said this character, Leroy Smith, is making people learn bad Tekken.
Yes.
This could maybe,
I didn't learn good Tekken at the time. I got hooked back into the game.
True.
It was the
gateway. I understand.
Then when I was playing, everyone was saying what I was going online. It was like, if you are the rank with Leroy, it doesn't matter anything. And then I started to play Brian. I understand. So
now you're sitting there and you have a
Tekken
World Tour. You have a Tekken World Tour ahead, and you are turned into like a fan, like a legit core fan.
Yeah. So
but
Leroy
could have gone, but also it could have gone a different direction if you had like a rough awakening as soon as they patched this guy into fucking ground. That suddenly you can't do anything, right? Suddenly, if you then switch to a, let's say, quote unquote normal character, it could have been like, oh, holy shit, I maybe don't. But you're obviously correct. In your case, it worked out, so I can't disprove this. You're obviously correct about it.
It's not about disproof, it's about numbers. At the end of the day, there's going to be someone that would stick and someone that will always leave. It's like, as I said it in the past, the problem with fighting games, especially with big names like Tekken and Street Fighter, is not selling units on release. It's keeping this number high up. It's having these people hooked throughout the timeline. These games have such a long lifespan. They're keeping the people hooked. That's the real challenge for the game. It's not selling millions of copies. Because Tekken, Mortal Kombat 1 is the perfect instance. Mortal Kombat 1 is a failed game.
Tell them.
So if you check the UK sales of the best video games, or the best, I think it was the best writing. The first two is always FIFA and Call of Duty. But if you go down, I was looking this for how was it called? Oh my god, how was it called? The RPG where Toriyama worked in as well. Fucking Dragon Quest. They just did the remake of Dragon Quest. And they were saying that basically Dragon Quest is not selling here, and they published the top selling UK games. In the first 20 places, there is no Tekken and there is no Street Fighter, but there is Mortal Kombat 1 and there is Mortal Kombat.
Everyone buys,
and there is Mortal Kombat 11, guys. So it's about having, especially if you want to have such a competitive game, it's about keeping it for everyone accessible and enjoyable and playable.
100%. I want to add to what Jan said because he's literally where I was going to go with this, right? You can make moves that increase sales short term, but that do damage structurally to the player base long term, right? Like, and we don't know. Maybe Clive will be net positive. I don't want to pretend to sit here.
He will.
Yeah, it could be. It pushed me away, and oftentimes you can feel like, oh well, the way I reacted is the way everyone else reacts. Maybe I'm the outlier, but at the same time, I think this kind of practice. I wouldn't be surprised if this kind of practice does damage to the game and trust long term. Because again, to go back to what we were saying up to this point, it's really sad that we have accepted that they will release a DLC character and that they will be overtuned in key ways and that they will be adjusted downwards later on. I think the fact that we have accepted that, because again, this is Tasty Steve, this is Rip. These are OGs, or at least OGs as far as I'm concerned, right? And then you have us, who are like, we've been playing, most of us have been Tekken 7 for a while, and we are just kind of like, yeah, we just know they're going to do it. That is what it is. I'm like, that seems crazy to me. That seems crazy to me. How did we get here? How did we get here? That seems wild.
To be fair though, it's the first time that, like, for the other DLCs in this season, I don't think they did a very, very poor job.
True.
So maybe, for example, in this case, so maybe, to sell more, someone would have said, okay, let's make also the other characters broken. But if we think about it, Eddie, Heihachi, they are strong, very strong. But if you see most of the they're put in the lower part of the game.
Oh yeah, Blackheart, you were not finished yet with your go on with Clive. You were not finished yet.
So this time instead with Clive, of course, there is a little bit of overtuned things. But I think they are not as bad as when Leroy was released. I mean, for example,
no, of course not.
Everyone agrees on that.
We didn't reach to that level anymore. Luckily, in the
don't jinx it, bro. Don't jinx it, bro.
Yeah. So, well, but okay. Speaking of Clive, what I was saying is that I think the character is good. Like, he has some weaknesses. For example, I think they tried to balance him. I think apart from 4-1+2, I think they did a good job in making him a character that excels in long range, in very long range tools, but up close he struggles a little bit more to get his things done. Apart from 4-1+2, I think some people are not seeing the big picture of Clive, and they are not seeing his best moves. Like, for example, no one is talking about his parry. His parry is probably one of the best in the game.
Oh my god, his parry! Oh my god,
it parries so many things, and it's actually
everything. It parries weapons. It parries airborne moves. It's a Jin parry.
Yeah, it's not just that, actually. He has some properties that Jin's Leroy parry don't have. The fact that after you parry, it slows down time.
It's guaranteed follow-up.
You always have a punish, and actually,
mid-string is going to be able to punish.
No, but fun fact. For example, I tried this. When you parry Orang's jabs, he recovers so quickly that even after the guaranteed punish, he blocks. The Orang blocks the guaranteed punish, even on Flamingo jabs or something like this.
Okay.
You parry the Flamingo jabs, you do and if you block that move by any chance, you're plus, by the way. If you block the move from Parry, the slash, from Parry. So yes, it's like
wait. Yeah. If you block
the Parry 2, it's plus on block.
You are kidding me.
How much plus?
Wait. How much plus?
It's +3. It's +3 on block.
Okay.
So it's not a big deal, but the point is that
why is it plus though? That's the question.
Yeah,
you failed to parry. You should be minus. I don't think that's unreasonable.
To be honest, that's probably the so niche the fact that you're going to block that parry.
It's niche.
I tested everything possible with this card because I want to main it because it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's the best. It is what made the season 1. It is.
You're doing this on purpose, bro. Perfect. I want Clive instead.
I want Clive instead of Xiaoyu for the next second game.
Finn, you missed it. You missed it. This motherfucker's opening words. I invite this guy to the chat. We're not even streaming yet. Opening words. Clive is more Tekken than Xiaoyu. I almost ended the podcast right there. I'm like, fuck all of you. We're done. Good night.
Not only Xiaoyu, but even Brian. We can agree, I think. The Clive is more...
Oh, Blackheart is a terrorist, bro. He's a terrorist.
But number one ranking doesn't allow you to spitfire on everything and just
bro. Guys, I'm gonna say just love the matchup. I said it.
Just sidewalk left, bro. Just sidewalk left, bro.
Just sidestep left, and he dies. And he dies.
What are you saying to Jan? Sorry,
what Blackheart said is not completely wrong. It's like the character is strong, but he is not Leroy season 3. You see that he has kind of weaknesses. The problem is that his strength is so unique and so above everyone else, and no one can reach him. No one can reach him.
But this is a valid point. Okay, obviously, banter aside, I actually want to hear some real topics, and I actually want to throw it. I want to throw it to Blackheart first, because I think you generally have the most insight on this. Then on to Finn, and then on to TheGian. Right? Here's my question. Let's say we say the character's balanced, right? We remove forward 1+2, and he is balanced around having long range but being linear, let's say, and having no access to lows except for stance, and he's balanced mathematically. Okay. Here's the question: is it right to have a character in a game like Tekken who has this kind of range, especially considering the fact that backdash has been nerfed? Like, that to me is, we can say it's balanced. We're not talking about OP or broken. Let's say the numbers check out. But is this the kind of game where a character ought to have a moves with this kind of range, where you have to be worried about getting hit this far away from motherfuckers? Are we just playing World at War with snipers at this point? Like, what's happening?
It's correct because it is designed around that. Because if he were not designed about that, so it was strong at every range, I could agree. But if the character is so designed that it's only strong at that range, but up close it struggles, that's where it becomes balanced, because you have a counterplay to that. The counterplay to Clive, in fact, right now, I think, is to start and approach him close range, because he doesn't have any good, super good counter tools that are fast, like, I don't know, like other characters. So his approach with the big ranged moves are also a little bit slow, those kind of long range tools. But the real problem with this range is just the 4-1+2 and the power crush. The power crush is a little bit comical for being only -13, -14. That I agree that it's a
but hang on, I want to explore this again, Blackheart. Like, because what you said makes sense to me. If he's more dangerous than any other character in the game from long range, but he's weak, potentially weaker than everyone else on close range, you can make that work. Here's the problem, though. Safe 13 frame heat engager, mid heat engager, God parry, right? And he still has access to the 10 frame jabs that everyone else has, right? It's not like he has a 13 frame jab that makes him weaker than everyone else up close. Like, my point is, he still has the Tekken tools up close.
No, but in fact, I think they should also nerf the 1+2. It should be -10, it should not be safe. For example,
this is what I'm saying. Yes, there's a lot of even sidestep 1, 2. Maybe I'm alone in this. I think that move is incredible.
It's very long ranged. It's very long ranged.
So even if I'm doing what you're suggesting, let me get up close and jab pressure you. Okay, one cheeky sidestep into hit confirmable 2-1. We're back. I'm back in the cooker, bro. Like, that's the thing. He shouldn't be. He's not only does he have great optimal range from a distance, he's good at pushing you into his preferred range.
But that's the point. The point is that they made it so that even some moves at close range are good. Of course, I'm not denying that. I think, for example, if he was more based on defensively on parry up close, it would be more interesting. Because right now the card is just 4-1+2 spam, and I'm not even fun with that, because the card is just too good on one move, and it's basically one move card. It's not fun even for me that I'm playing him, because the move does everything, of course. So of course he needs some adjustments. But I get the idea they wanted to sell with with this character. And I think if they do the proper adjustments to the things we mentioned, I think it will be a very interesting character, because it's basically only based around, like Noctis, basically, if you think about it. Noctis was, I think, stronger instead of Clive. I think Noctis had better tools overall. I think I think Noctis is stronger than Clive, honestly, because I played both the characters for a long time. For example, Noctis had basically the same thing Clive has, 4-1+2, a little bit slower, that is 4-forward 1+2 of Noctis, but Noctis launched on counter it and it was always safe, and so the range was the same. I think Noctis was even better than what they did now.
I would argue forward 1+2 was -9, super close range, and you obviously know this, but you had to a bit, it's ridiculous to say this, but you had to watch out a bit with whiffing it. You could actually whiff it. You could misjudge the distance in a game where you actually had backdashes.
But it wasn't. I get what you mean, but it's not like it was a super.
It was an insane move, bro. It was insane, but
probably the best mid homing in that game.
I love that. I also played Noctis for quite some time, but forward 1+2, it is actually even more difficult to like whiff this somehow, in my opinion.
Because the hitboxes in this game are obnoxious. Like they are.
Yeah, but honestly,
everything in Tekken 8 though.
Honestly, it makes the character so uninteresting, because again, it's based only on that move. Like it's continuously spamming that move. Now it's not very fun, even for me that I want to main him. If it continues to say like this, I'm probably gonna drop, because it's too overpowered compared to the rest of the tools that he has. So it basically depends only on that move. It's not fun, even for.
I want to add something to anyone listening or watching that, like, because you were talking about, the Jan was talking about, like, you played Leroy and he came in and he helped you because it was busted, but it got you interested in being good at legit Tekken, and you got there. And I'm a similar story. The reason I play Leo, I played season 1 Tekken Leo when back 1 was a counter hit launcher. Let me tell you, bro, that shit carried me. I don't know what rank I was in, but that shit carried me hardcore. I thought I was godlike at the game. I'm like, what should I do? Back 1-4? What do I do? And even now, that move's not good. You should just do forward 4. I still back 1-4. It's in my muscle memory. I love that shit. I love the animation.
Yeah, it was a very, very good move. Very good. It still is. But
and then it's good. It's still good now, but it was obscene. And then they nerfed it, and it was like, well, the only people who are going to drop Leo now are scrubs who are carried by back 1. And I'm like, I'm not a scrub. I wasn't. So then I had to learn how to play Leo for real. I'm like, man, this character's boring, but he's the only guy I got. Like, he's the character I know. But my point is, Jan's path is quite similar. And I imagine there's a lot of people who Tekken 8 who picked up Azu Senna because she's hot and she's running 3-2, and they got carried. And that move got nerfed to the dust. And now their character is like kind of mid to bad. And like, and they've had to learn to play real Tekken. So
no one plays Azu Senna anymore since they.
They all jumped the
pitch, which is a shame, because she's a fantastically designed character.
I agree. I think she's a great design on all levels, aesthetically and mechanically. I think she's interesting. I think she's fun. So. But I can understand that if you're on the highest highs of running 3-2, you were smoking that running 3-2 crack, and it gets taken away from you. I can understand the disappointment.
But when moves are made so that it makes the card too overwhelming, and the card depends too much on one single move, it's never a good balancing decision, and it was the same with Leroy, but Leroy had every move broken, so it depended on his whole move list. That's even worse, because basically every move you did was broken, so you always had your turn. I don't know, but yeah, I get what you mean. Of course, again, I'm saying that Clive needs some adjustments, but overall, I would say that the fact that you said about range is good if the character is designed around that in a proper way. That's my opinion. Like, it's not a problem by itself, like if it's balanced properly. But they did, I think, a good job, but they need to, balance a little bit better these specific things we talked about. If they balance these things out, I think the character would actually be kind of hard, not in terms of execution, but in terms of game plan in higher ranks. If you see right now, even some good players have actually trouble already now. The card is broken on some things. They're having trouble in ranking him up. Like, for example, I don't know if I saw the main man before, and he was struggling to get Clive to Tekken God Supreme, for example. Me myself, I played a little bit of Clive. Of course, when he dropped, I got to God of Destruction in like 1 day or even less. But when I played it again on day 2, for example, in which people were starting to adjust to what he did a little bit better. I had a little bit more difficulty in trying to see how he did, because if you play only with 4-1+2, it's not guaranteed that you win, because it's not like a complete win tool like other other moves in Tekken history. It's still OP, but you cannot win only with that move, I think. So in the long term, already now, sometimes it's a little bit hard to win with this card. So imagine when he will get properly balanced. I don't think people will play Clive for long.
But here's my counter argument to that, and I'll throw it to Finn because I know you've been trying to get in. Like, I feel that I understand what you're saying. Like, oh, people are clocking on to their character, but what we're saying is that, okay, so someone who's been playing, someone who's been playing Leo for a year is able to beat someone who's been playing Clive for a week. Cool. Okay. But like the Clive, just as the defense against Clive is going to get cooked up, the playstyle of Clive is going to get cooked up. So like it's in some way, because there are people who are not using Parry optimally. They're not using the sidestep thing optimally. So I don't know. I understand what you're saying, but I think it's a natural the equilibrium has not set.
Yeah, let's say
we don't know.
We are still adjusting to the character. It's not so. It's not, it's not so, because for example with the Noctis, I think it was much easier to adapt to what he did since the beginning, I think. So that's what it makes Clive interesting, I think, in the long term, because it's not so, it's not so easy to adapt to what he does, because he also plays a little bit unconventional, I would say, even for the ones who played Noctis in Tekken 7. I don't know if you played Clive. I don't know how much you played Clive. Chad, you told me that you despise the Clive, and so I bet you didn't try him, right?
No, I tried him in lobbies. I was like, I'm not playing ranked.
And you changed your mind finally, didn't you? You liked him.
That's not what happened, Blackheart. The opposite happened. I got cooked up. I got a follower in my chat. Supreme Kazushi. This motherfucker has like multiple characters at God, and like he's a bit like you. Like no, but I forget where he's at. He's out in the States though. He plays multiple characters. I don't think he's streams, but he's a cool guy. You guys should play at some point. But like forgive the drilling in the background. My house is falling apart. But the problem is that he cooked me up so hard with his character, so hard, and like I had no idea what was happening on screen. And sometimes that happens. Zafina's doing shit, Xiaoyu's doing shit. Yeah, you get no check. But that plus the fucking particle effects happening.
That is too much.
I'm like, not only do I not know how to deal with this, I have no interest in going to the lab to find out. I'm just done. I have no, you know what I mean? I'm like, it wasn't the kind of thing like, oh, that seemed cheap. Let me figure out if I can sidestep that. I like this. We're not playing Tekken anymore. I don't know. This is Tetris shit. I don't know what's happening. Again, that's me being salty. I understand that. I'm sure the pros will have a more mature attitude. They'll figure it out. But I know I could figure this out. But the bigger question is, do I want to? And the answer is fucking no. I just don't.
But why though? Because you don't like his visual, but you don't like him, or what? Like why though?
I'll tell you what it is. Again, to bring up Framewhisperer, rest in peace. Like I remember when Kunimitsu came out, and he made a video talking about why is Kunimitsu so exhausting.
Oh yeah,
that was the video. That was the word he used, exhausting, and no one ever mentioned that word before. I was like, why? That feels perfect. And the long story short was this: when I'm fighting against someone, if I do a couple of backdashes away, I'm relatively safe. So I can think, I can evaluate, I can move forward. Characters who have super long range, I am always being threatened. And the same is not true, right, for them. Now, again, this can still be balanced, but that feeling isn't what I wanted. If I wanted constant pressure, constant threat, I'd be playing Guilty Gear. I'd be playing an anime game, right? There is a not just a mechanical number thing or an aesthetic thing. There's a game feel to Tekken. There's a game feel to Virtua Fighter. There's a game feel to Street Fighter. And like for me, and again, this is subjective. What Clive does to the game feel, I'm like, I don't want to play this. I don't have the motivation to get good. So don't get me wrong. The reason he cooked me is because I don't have the knowledge. But I am not motivated to get the knowledge. The same way when I get cooked up by a Zafina, I'm like, bro, you cooked me up, but I know that low is when I learned how to deal with that low, you're dead. When I learned how to deal with this, you're dead. Like, and I'm gonna go into lab and figure out. I don't have that with Clive. I'm like, fuck it, you win. I guess. Fuck me, I guess.
so it's general problem with this kind of cards. I thought it was more Clive specific because you mentioned also Zafina. So, for example, it's a thing you have with multiple characters.
No. Zafina's fine though. No, I actually think Zafina's okay. Zafina's okay. What I'm saying is Zafina confuses me, but she confuses me in a way that makes me want to learn. I'm like, okay. Whereas when Clive confuses me, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, it's a different type, right?
I see.
That was my thinking, and a lot of people probably feel that way. But I can recognize that that's a subjective skill issue on my part.
No, it's fine.
But
But
also B, like it's super subjective. There are probably some people who love that challenge, but for me, I'm like, I just want to go.
Yeah, but the thing I'm wondering is though, you think you already said no that you're gonna come back in season 2, right? Probably. So at one point or another, you're gonna deal with Clive sooner or later. Like maybe you're doing inevitable at this point or not. Like
it's not inevitable. I think it's more the case of
right now.
Yeah, maybe.
He's in shock.
Like someday or another, you're gonna deal with Clive. So what are you gonna do at this point?
No, I think it depends. I think there's a lot of things. One, when a DLC character comes out, that's the only character you see in ranked. So
It is.
I often take a break from when a new DLC character comes out. In fact, I often use a new DLC character coming out to learn a new character myself. Do you know what I mean? So part of this break is just natural. I don't want to play the same matchup over and over again. That's one thing.
You're tired of all the Clives you're seeing in rank, basically. I get you. So there is one streamer, Russian, that is banning all the Clive players she's meeting. Like she's blocking every Clive. In fact, to troll her, I do have 2 accounts and I sniped her 2 times with Clive into key charge.
You're a horrible person.
Yes, I'm so evil. I know. I'm so. But yeah, it was so fun. Because I never saw this kind of hate for, I don't know, when Ayachi dropped. I'm banning all the Ayachi players because I know her again. But, it was very fun.
To go back to what you're saying, it's like, but you're going to come back for season 2. I'm not convinced of that. If I come back to season 2, I'll be happy. You have to remember that I'm not happy with being unhappy with Tekken. Do you know what I mean? That's not what I want, right? If Tekken 2 comes out, hey, fucking huge balance patch. Every character's got a bunch of pages, and not only patch, but universal patches. Sidestep has been buffed further. Hitboxes have been reduced across the board. Like all this stuff. Not everything is now +5 on block when you heat that shit. It depends on the move, depends on how minus it was. There are if they make these changes that I want, I will absolutely come back and shamelessly be like, I love Tekken again. Fuck Virtua Fighter. I'm back, bitches. Like I will do it without shame, right? But at the same time, I can also see a future where it's like, no, this is the direction we want to go in. And I go, okay, then I guess I'm done with Tekken. 8 years was a good run. I had fun. Like I am not above leaving Tekken, and I'm not above coming back to Tekken. But right now, I'm neutral on Tekken for the first time in almost a decade.
I see.
That's my feeling.
I'm sorry to hear. So right now you're saying that it's not even like the fact of you coming back on Tekken is just a possibility. It's not even something that will happen for sure. That's what you're saying right now. Like you're waiting for season 2 maybe and see what they do maybe.
Yes, and to be fair, I've been in this mode since the start of Tekken 8. Like I've not been happy with Tekken 8, but I've always been like, it'll get better. They'll fix it. The patches will come. The nerfs will come. Like I've always been playing based on faith of the future, and Clive has damaged my faith of the future. So I have none. Now I just have to see it. I have no faith. I'm doing nothing on faith. I am not playing until it looks fun. Right now, it's not fun, but I'm like, I still want to be familiar with the matchup. So when the game does get fun, when the game gets fun, I'll be ready. But now I'm like, there is no when. Because
there's no was your breaking point. Let's say it was your
breaking point. Yeah, he's the worst
the point of no return.
Yeah, honestly, and I'm not happy about that at all.
So what was the initial question you wanted to?
You got the initial question as well.
The initial question was what was the initial question actually?
Oh wait, I have the notes of the answer because I was taking notes I don't have the question.
One of you being responsible.
Oh yeah, what if Clive gets even mathematically balanced? Do you think he's gonna sink into Tekken or something like
he's
that?
already balanced.
I will make it
mathematically fun to check. Yes, exactly. Will it still be fun to deal with? Thank you.
So I will make it really quick so that Gian can talk because he's so timid and silent. It is like he's well mannered.
No, he's a professional. We're the chuckle fucks.
So right now the Ford 1+2. So when I went through his move list like multiple times. I played like 30, 40, 50 games. against a good friend of mine. He in Tekken 7. He was a Tekken God Prime Brian, and he plays a really a sick style, which I have, like he plays really clean. He also has, he's probably one of the biggest Tekken 8 haters, but with me he can still play like kind of Tekken 7 in Tekken 8. So we play a lot sometimes, and we had fun. But I noticed with Clive that his up close game, his up close game is like, if you play against, because I wanted to see, okay, let's not go into rank that much. I want to play a long set against this guy. We played like 40 games or something, yeah. And I noticed then, okay, Clive legit, he can get smothered. Like the parry is good, the power crush is good, but you can't be, the power crush is minus 14. If I'm good, Brian is now a bad example, yeah, because the power crush is minus 14. I get this guy destroys. This guy will launch you, will get the wall, and he will hit taunt into back 4, forward 2 all the time. So he literally destroys you. But I think if when forward 1+2 is gone, because his weakness is supposed to be linear. Because right now, he already has a problem with approaching people. This is already why people in rank get fucked. Because forward 2 is so slow and so linear that it gets stepped in a lot of situations where you would actually not expect it to be stepped at all, but it gets stepped. It's I-24. A Jin can parry this on reaction into launch. But this is obviously not, I'm not downplaying right now. I'm just saying, okay, this move is not.
Let's go. Clive is weak again. Let's go.
He is, like, if you notice his jab and his jab string and his down forward 1 is extremely linear. His down forward 1 is 14 frames, forward 4. I think a poke that is supposed to track into his weak direction is also 14 frames, gives only, I think, +5 on hit. And now this is how you, I think, have to play against him when forward 1+2 is a bit touched, because forward 1+2 now makes this redundant. The problem is down 1 is a good utility low, but down 1 is steppable. I have not seen a low that steppable. I've rarely seen it, because you can even step it at like +6 or 7 to the right. Like step it. Not only Lily. And now you have a problem, because if when people adapt to this, right, when people get really used to this kit, what Clive has to do up close once he is in, work with this poke, I think then he would actually, again, take, for example, touch forward 1+2, maybe touch the parry. I don't know if the parry should give a clean wall split. I think Noctis give a clean wall split, because Noctis was my favorite parry.
Yes.
It did? Okay, yes. Noctis did. It was my favorite parry. It's like bling sound. I loved it. A bling. It was my favorite parry. Okay, maybe we should talk about maybe we should talk about if a parry like this in Tekken 8 should give a clean wall split, because he already has the utility. Okay, you say yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
next question.
But sorry, to make it really short, I think if the now too powerful stuff, maybe also his damage, is a bit, because if you optimize his combos, like holy fucking shit, he kills you. But if we touch this, and if he gets like, if this is touched, I think the character is actually very fun and fine. But right now, because of moves like specifically forward 1+2, it makes the tracking issue redundant, because the move, you can do sequences like Phoenix, Blackheart also talked about it. I mentioned it in my video because it is obvious. These sequences are obvious. You do Phoenix 1+2 into forward 1+2. There is nothing. Yeah. There's basically nothing you can do apart from trying to interrupt him, which is a very bad idea. You should not try this. Yeah. Which, at +4, you can't step it. No one can step it. Lily can't step it. No one can. You can't avoid it. You have to decide to interrupt him or take the chip sequence here. And then, if you chip with it, obviously it does a lot. In Rage, it does less. In case someone who watches this might not know this, if the opposing character is in Rage, you do a significantly less chip damage. But so then it's fine. But again, and then you have a problem, because look at this. This is toxic. This is almost a bit toxic, this sequence, because Phoenix 1+2 heat dash. Now, what do you have? He cannot press again. You have down back 4, which does 20 damage and leads into +4 again. So yes, down back 4 is risky, but you can build these insane mix-up sequences where they cannot get away from you. There is nothing they can do apart from taking an unnecessary risk. And 20 damage is so much that if the opposing character is around 40 HP, this is a kill sequence. like this is a kill sequence. You chip him down to 20, and then he has to guess between
guess the game.
a mid or down back 4. And the down back 4, even if your down back 4 doesn't kill him, he is at like what, 4 HP, and you are +4.
But
So,
there's
sorry.
there's
Yeah,
sorry.
No, but, I mean,
I don't want to interrupt. Please finish your thought, man.
No, just sorry, a quick thing. When forward 1+2 is touched, because right now this is like the move is not the move is a god button, but it's not it is not an ultra god button, because what was down 1+2 from Leroy wasn't it like minus wasn't it like -2 or neutral or some crazy shit?
It was 0 on block.
Yeah, it was
on
0 on block.
block,
It is not because Leroy was obviously back 1+2. Yeah, okay. At I-12 counter launcher -5 with pushback. Like, what did you smoke to? Like, it's insane. But this character is not on, obviously not on this level. But forward 1+2, I have the fear that if they touch this move, because I also want to play the character, like I have the fear that if they
Both of you,
if they
Oh
if
my
they
god! Oh my
There's
god,
also
Shai, what do you
like
want? Oh my god, man.
Xiaoyu, God, what's wrong?
No,
with
okay,
you?
I would never go there. I would never go.
Xiaoyu,
because
elimination, elimination.
he's
You are
trolling a bit.
honest characters like me, bro. Come on.
He is obviously.
How
trolling,
do you
but
switch from Leo to Xiaoyu? How? You have to tell me. How do you switch from Leo, that is actually a cool character, to fucking
You wanna know how? I'll tell you. After years of taking other people's bullshit, I was like, you know what? Sometimes I want to deliver bullshit. I don't just want. Sometimes I want to be the deliverer of bullshit.
I see.
Now hold this unearned 50-50 mix-up guess for game.
Here we go.
You suffer as I suffered. Anyway, continue.
Blackheart is obviously a bit trolling with this. It's fine. I also played Noctis a shit ton. I loved him as well. Legit, I loved him. I think also. Wait a minute. Correct me, Blackheart. So Clive has the same issue. If you press down back 1, you get Leviathan, which means he doesn't have a classic dick jab, right? So this should not be underestimated.
No, he has a down 2 dick jab.
He has down 2. He has down 2.
It's like a homing high sweep.
Exactly.
Yes,
But Noctis did not had a down 2, yeah?
Yeah, down too low. Noctis didn't have a dick jab at all.
Noctis
didn't
had
have
no dick jab at all. So this is actually significant that that they decided to give him the I-11 dick jab, because for Noctis, it legit. Think about Noctis in Tekken 8 right now. If they take up forward 1 away, this character would have quite problems, because not having a dick jab in Tekken 8, I think, is significant. But it doesn't matter that I'm just saying, okay, fuck it. Final sentence, if forward 1+2 is touched, accordingly, I think the character is starting to go into a fine place, but there are still 1 or 2 things I would also, talk about. But, Gian, please, sorry.
No, that's fair. You made a good point, Finn. Yeah, the jam. What up?
So, first, wow, I start to take notes every time because I cannot hold my thoughts, and
yeah, I do it as well.
Now I have a piece of paper that is this long.
You're getting old.
Yeah, I'm old already. Don't worry. So no, I'm gonna tackle first. I want to tackle one thing. Like, it was about the sequence that you mentioned, just because it's a bit big. I think that problem on that sequence is not character dependent, but it's more about mechanic dependent of the game, because that kind of situation happen with other characters as well. You cannot just do anything. You just have to eat shit tons of meats until basically you can do something. And especially when you find your situation to be on low health and be the defender, good luck with that. And I noticed this mainly now because I've been playing Fang for a while, and as well, it's like, oh, the opponent is on, is almost in rage, and I'm on it. Oh, you know what? Let's go into plus frame, into shoulder dash, into guess for your life. It's fun, but I think that goes more into being a mechanical problem rather than be Clive's problem. That's how Clive's applies these Tekken 8 mechanics. That he does a bit more than the others. Well, that's. TLC, whatever. But I think that for my answer, I want to attach to how Chad put the question with be mathematically balanced. Be mathematically balanced means not much, in my opinion, into Tekken. And the best instance to this is Yoshi. Yoshi being, on paper, arguably the strongest character in the game. On paper. And then you go to check the Tekken World Tour numbers, and no one plays Yoshi because it's very hard to play on high level. And this character is way simpler to play. We all see that. But I think to have a proper answer to where this character is, even when he's gonna get his 1+2 nerfed, because it's gonna get nerfed. We have to wait until February, which is when the European Tekken Cup is gonna end up, because it's the higher stake tournament that there is around. There's gonna be probably some Korean tournament as well around, because they're always playing. There is like, I think that the closest big tournament in Europe that we have is a tournament that is actually in my city. I really hope I can manage to go in Turin, around Turin in January. Yeah, it's I don't remember how it's called.
Invictus tournament.
Invictus. The first prize is actually a ticket for the first and second prize are money prize plus a ticket to Evo Nice.
Oh, shit.
It's very cool. Yeah, that's why I think there's gonna be some good player there. I hope.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, if all 1+2 stakes like this, I'll go to Turin. Of course, I have a free ticket.
Oh, please come, man! If you go, let me know, because
Of course, that would be so
nice.
But at the same time, there are other things I think that no one is talking about, but this character are busted that no one else can do. Like, no one mentioned the fact that he has quite simple and not hit consuming, just hit requiring combo that from mid stage he reaches the wall on Colosseum.
Yes.
Can I just say real quick, bro? I remember when I picked up Leo, people were like, "Yo, pick up Leo because he's got amazing wall carry." Remember when that was a thing, bro? Everyone's season 3 of Tekken 7. Everyone had wall carry, and like, I've seen the combo you're talking about. But back to you, Jan. Jan, what are you like? That combo's crazy.
I'm gonna lash as well to. I'm gonna touch to what you just said. It's like Tekken 7. Everyone had wall carry. That's Tekken 7 is where they start to liquefy the character archetypes to be in the perfect characters, and then you have just this remote instance like. Brian, Steve, this kind of character, Warren in a way as well, that are still have their can still loyal to their archetypes, and they still have their usual and no?
It's true. Accept it. It's true.
It's
true. Every time I hear Brian,
I know you suffer to it. I hear Brian, but I will always bring it up. He is my favorite. But with and always been said with Tekken 7, they want to simplify the gameplay, introducing these characters like Claudio, which is this perfect characters. This guy seems like a step on a different direction because he's not a perfect character. He's a character that has his own archetype, his own complete and new archetype, being the zoner of Tekken. I will always call him the zoner because even if he doesn't fight you from full screen,
sure. By Tekken standards,
he has a different range. He operates on a different range, on a different distance, on a different Tekken.
That's fair.
And that's why for me it's very difficult to give an answer to this question. I think as well, even Joe Crash winning a tournament doesn't mean nothing. Joe Crash winning a tournament is Tekken Master making a top 8 with Eddie in Evo Japan.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same value to me.
He's
like, just with less coin flip.
Yeah.
It's like if I ask everyone that was on a Tekken King and above in Tekken Emperor and above in Tekken, would you rather fight with a character that you don't know how to use against matchup that you know, or would you like to fight a character that you know how to use against matchup that you don't know? Which one would you pick? People usually tend to prefer to know your opponent.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you can get around that.
And
stuff,
that's why I think Joe Crash won the tournament. So
yeah, of course.
And because this character is so different, because he is at the end so different to Tekken, it's very hard to give an answer, in my opinion, at least, until we're really gonna need some time to give an answer. I don't think that this character killed Tekken. This is gonna be the last time I said. People say, "Oh, this character is the death of Tekken." This character is not the death of Tekken because it's one character that is different from the other 35. So no, it's not the death of Tekken. I think Heat is way more impactful in that direction than something like a character with a long reach. But it is an experiment that, if it gets successful, might bring more stuff like this in and might snowball into something that, well, for some people, the side of the players that is more veteran would become
the correct side of history. Yeah, you're right.
Including you.
Not necessary, because at the end of the day, remember, I'm the most casual here. I'm a Tekken Emperor, right?
But what do you think? Would you like that kind of direction if they go more?
I always evaluate on what they bring, because at the end of the day, I said I don't like this shit, and then I played Clive, and I said it's fun to play.
Yeah.
It might be too much. I haven't decided yet, and I take my time to decide.
But I also want to add something in, right? Because I know this is TheGian being humble, and that's why we respect you. But like, I think that you're not a casual. You're on a fucking podcast talking about this shit for hours. You watch podcasts all the time. You make all these YouTubes. Like, I think it's really important. Like, there's levels of tier. Like, none of us are winning Evo, but like, we are all deep into it, right?
Nowhere.
I mean, it's only a matter of time. When you finally play Xiaoyu
You should
again,
try,
man. But the thing is, our opinions are all valid. Like, I think your opinion is valid if you commit to the game on a studious level. That's my view. It's not so much like a championship thing. It's like, okay, if you just pick up the game, I'm gonna play it, mash some buttons, go to bed, then I don't really care about your opinion. But if you're fucking watching YouTube videos, you're playing, you're studying, you're losing, and then trying to figure out why you win. If you're committing life is short, and if you are committing hundreds of hours in this fucking stupid video game, your opinion fucking matters. You know what I mean? So I guess I'm not really speaking to you, Jan. I'm speaking to other people. Because I think there's a lot of people who are like, I don't really know about my opinion. I'm like, you have a stake. Obviously, if Nee says something, maybe quiet down. But like, there's levels to it. But everyone's opinion, once you're committed, is valid. But like, I think, to what Blackheart is saying is, I actually want to hear. I think you've already answered this, but like, yeah, on a personal level, because you're speaking more about the community and its reception. But on a personal level, Jan, do you feel that this was a boon to Tekken, like a benefit to your enthusiasm, or are you like, this is kind of a minus point for me personally? And again, it's subjective. It doesn't matter.
Let's go.
I'm still conflicted.
Are you a man or
I am Blackheart. I went from being a no, I jumped into conflicted. That's the problem. Because they did a great job and made the character fun to play. Because I played the character a bit, and it's fucking fun. You can it's fun. Because
pick a side, motherfucker. It's a civil war. Pick a side, or we'll both shoot you.
Clive gang. Let's go.
Clive gang, let's go. Fucking can't be Switzerland now. Can't be Switzerland. Who you with? Axis. Pick a side. The axis of
let's say
Clive or
it's not paid by Bandai, but I still don't know. I still don't know.
He still doesn't know. Okay,
what I don't like the most, what it afflicted me the most was the design of the character, no really fitting into the visual looking of the Tekken characters. He's a medieval style character into Tekken. That's why I think Noctis fitted a bit more, because at the end of the day, Noctis was a character from a modern Final Fantasy VII. He had his intro, he had a smartphone like Lars and everything. So on a visual standpoint, it fit more than this. And that's why in my mind I'm settling myself every time I see something, like I see his Leviathan coming out and all the stuff. It's like, oh yeah, it's just the boss character. That's why he can do it. It's like that's why you can fly everything. He's the boss character. He looks like a boss character.
That makes sense. And I have a question for you that I want to throw to all of you. I think I'll throw this to Finn if you're there, just because you've been quiet for a bit. But I want to hear everyone's opinion on this. Right? We touched on this earlier. This sense of like, well, something could be good for sales up front, but then will the player base stick around? Right? And Mortal Kombat, I think, was the perfect example you brought up, Jan. Like, okay, you can sell more than everyone, but then if you don't have a healthy enough ecosystem to keep people, to turn noobs into intermediates, and to motivate intermediates to become experts, if you don't have that ecosystem, your game will die in the long run. And I guess my question for you is less about this particular character or even the state of Tekken. How do we feel about maybe the ecosystem of Tekken going forward? Are we hopeful for the future?
Yeah, actually,
what are our thoughts? And again, this is speculation because we're not there. We're not in the room. We don't know what they're doing, and we also don't know what casuals for whom this is their first ever Tekken are feeling. Right? We have to remember that. But I'm curious to know what you guys think. And I know, Finn, you're kind of like the fucking community detective. Like, what do you?
I have. So don't be confused. Sometimes or like I got mute because I go outside and then I take a smoke. But I have my iPad with me, so I hear everything you say, and I've also Gian, I've heard everything, and also to take the notes.
Okay.
I do the note thing as well, because you are correct. You should do it, because I want to let people speak, and then I don't want to interrupt, but then I take notes, and then I come back to it.
Fucking
And
nerd.
so the one point how to say this. So the ecosystem. I actually wrote something, or like actually took notes on this because I get a bit confused in the recent times because. So I play the game since Tekken 6. A casual start. I bought Tekken Tech 2 on launch, the fucking We Are Tekken edition. So I am Tekken. So I have the authority on this. But the point is so I am a bit unique as I would say I'm a bit unique as a player because I actually like every character. This is weird because I did not start with Tekken 7. I actually started with Tekken 6, which would make me on paper like an old head purist kind of guy. Actually, yeah, you would expect this. But the thing is, one of my strongest characters and a character I was really enthusiastic about was Akuma in Tekken 7. I learned those combos for months, and I don't know, like. So this is kind of I also play since chat because I don't know if you because of I think I saw you with Asuka, but it doesn't matter. I also a month ago went like relatively deep, only in the game, unfortunately, into Xiaoyu. So I also you know what I mean is
another one of them.
But
Another one.
Blackheart I also in Tekken 7 is close to 8 months before the game then switched to 8 went like hardcore Noctis and was like holy shit, this character is so fun, like the dash jabs
nice.
You know what I mean, and
so sometimes you have good faces, other times you lose yourself. Sometimes you have good
exactly this is what I mean.
Sometimes you're a bitch.
But
yeah, I got it.
What my point is like because of the ecosystem. I also did some note on knee, but it doesn't matter. I don't because this could actually be controversial then. But the thing is, so when Tekken 5 is basically still the formula for modern Tekken, and Tekken 5 came out in 2004 and Dark Resurrection in 2007. Now. That means Tekken 7 comes out in 2015. We get Akuma in 2016. We get Noctis. We get Geese. We get fucking Negan. And now that is almost now 10 years ago. It is almost 10 years ago. Eliza, a literal 2D character, original 2D character in basically what people say when they say 2D characters. We all know what we mean when we say 2D characters in Tekken. Is a original Pole Tekken 2013 Tekken character. Now, at what point has the ecosystem of Tekken? Because now think about it. We are now playing basically with things that purists say, okay, this is fucked up. This is not Tekken.
Yeah,
we play with this almost for 10 years.
Rage arts as well. Rage is controversial.
So we play with it for 10 years, longer than the time span almost between Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection and Tekken 7. So we play with this now, with this modern form of Tekken where people are like, I hate this. Brother, we are playing with this now for over 10 years almost. The times get a bit weird, but I mean, and also, think about it, the first game after Tekken 5, Tekken 6, suddenly, or take Tekken 5 to only Tekken 6. Suddenly, we have rage arts, rage drives, rage in general. Rage in general is a cheap one-dimensional comeback mechanic, nothing more. But you need it because one-sided stomping rounds are bad for like in game design. Yeah, you need some form of comeback mechanics because otherwise you get these stomping rounds. But we didn't have homing moves until Tekken 6. We suddenly have wall bounces. Wall crush was introduced in Tekken 7. We have 2D characters since Eliza 2013. Yes. So this is my question, or like to expand on this. Like at what point at what point does it stop? Because honestly, if Tekken 5 is a modern Tekken, then we are playing with this form of Tekken where people say this is not Tekken, yeah? So we are playing this is not Tekken since 10 years.
Okay, here's my again. I do want to throw it to I think we'll throw it to Blackheart and then TheGian after. But like, everything you've said is super spot on. I think you're right to say. I think essentially what you're
question, yeah, it's a
it's super fair question. I think ultimately what you're saying or what I'm hearing is like, look, Tekken has always been changing, and there's always been some contingent of people who are like, man, this ain't my old Tekken, but here we are, and each Tekken proves to often be more successful than the others, and even Tekken 7, which we are now talking about, like, oh, Tekken 7 was great. Like, okay, but like there were a lot of people even back then who.
Wait, because people would misconstrue me. I also think Tekken 8 is a special kind of entry now. Okay, I would also say because people often you get misconstrued a lot. You all know this. You all make content. You all make content. You all know that you get YouTube. Yeah,
I get it.
You all know you get YouTube comments that will misconstrue you on purpose and act like you said things that you never meant.
No, I respond to them just fuck you. Usually,
yeah. I should also adopt this. I make 100%. The mistake of then asking these people, hey, do you idiot want to log into a Discord call with me?
Them bots, man. They're Russian bots. Don't
yeah, it's sorry. Please go
on. That's why. Honestly, sometimes jokes aside, if you ever made content, this is like a service announcement. If you ever make content and you see a comment that just seems so dumb, it's probably a bot. It's
or an Alisa player probably. One of the two.
Player or a Xiaoyu player is not me. Exactly.
No. For one time, I didn't mention Xiaoyu. For one time, you should have.
I know you were just trying to be.
Yeah. I was meaning Xiaoyu, of course.
And I understand you, but what Finn's saying is correct. And I understand you want to. If anyone misconstrues what you're saying, ignore them, right? We can't have conversations for people who are intentionally trying to find the least generous interpretation of your words.
Yeah, hostile interpretation. That is it. Exactly. Yeah.
Don't. But what I'm going to say is that I think you mentioned that like Tekken 8 does feel different, but it could just be because we're here now, right? But I think that with each iteration, how do I put this? Each iteration is very different, and each iteration creates a comfort and a feel with the people who fall in love with it, right? And it's perfectly valid to say that, hey, I don't know that this iteration, this system is as healthy as the one that came before it or that came after. It's not even about good or bad. It's just like, I think this one's healthier. And I think for me, the growth of Tekken 7 is actually really abnormal. Usually Tekken does well with upfront, people buy the copy, and then it will just sell less over time, right? And it kind of like, and the base kind of dies slow, or not dies, but kind of goes slowly. Tekken 7 weirdly had this growth. It had an initial bump and then growth. No, I'm talking pre-COVID. I'm not talking about COVID. I'm not talking about COVID throws everything all the day out the window, right? I feel like I saw Evo numbers pre-COVID going up with subsequent games. And I also remember people who didn't give a fuck about fighting games making video essays about I'm getting into this. Like, it's crazy. And like, and
this was also the rise of Pakistan at that point, like this phenomenon that happened that draw attention. But you are correct. We can now interpret, but you are correct on. You are completely. It's correct. I don't.
I think you're right to challenge me because it could be a misconception thing. It could just be like the rise of YouTube too. It could just been like the love became more visible. Then so there's lots of what I'm saying could be false, but for me the feeling was that there was an enthusiasm from the diehards in Tekken 7 that helped turn us scrubs, people like me, motivate us to get good, right? Like essentially, even though, I guess what I'm trying to say is that, and this is a very controversial elitist thing to say, and it goes counter to what I just said a minute ago, where everyone's opinion is valid. I think there are tiers of importance. And it's really important that the OGs and the people at the top of the pyramid love the game. Because if the people at the top of the pyramid love the game, right, it can, not always, but it can lead to love and enthusiasm. People start making YouTube channels, start making content. People start how motivated to make guides that help people get into it. Like so much of Tekken's growth. In Tekken
very quickly. Go. Sorry, keep your thoughts. No, go. But like you all know Blasted Salami. Yeah, where is this guy?
Yes. Where is he? If you look, we need him now more than ever.
No, I have speculations on what happened with him and the relation, or like the disvalue he felt from Namco Bandai towards him. But I mean, if you look at what you said the people on top. You remember this guy, the videos he did in the beginning, where like TheGian guide has like how many views does this shit have? Like 800,000 or some shit. How many?
Yes, yeah.
How many people said like, you know what? I see this. 800,000 people. How many people of this bought the game? Like a shit ton. So you're obviously correct. You're obviously correct.
And even for me, like I was watching old clips. I remember watching Eris talk and do guides where he's making fun of people, like, do a while standing move, you bum. And I'm laughing and I'm watching this and like I'm going back to watch his Tekken tag tutorials.
I did as well on Feng and Feng.
Yes,
still on YouTube.
yes, exactly. And they're still on YouTube, and there's still tons of valuable information.
They're still good. Yeah.
And so my point is, the love of the grassroots is really important. So I know you can make decisions that are really good for the casuals, and like, oh, this release has got no more people watching it on YouTube. I'm like, their views do matter, but in the long run, I don't think they matter as much as like, okay, but I'm in love with the game. I'm going to sacrifice hours to make a video and make no money on that video to help other people learn this thing that I love. That you can't teach that. You can't buy that. And I think oftentimes you can make decisions, not just in video games, but in all genres. You can make decisions that will help you get eyeballs and YouTube and superficial engagement at the cost of like hardcore love. And this is a feeling. I'm no numbers. I'm the anti-Jan. I'm doing no research, no peer review. This is coming out of my ass, right? I feel like that love is dying, and maybe not gone, but it is dying, right? And even if we say that this game sells as much as Tekken 7, I feel that real damage is being done to the brand. And you are now more likely to have a Mortal Kombat scenario with subsequent Tekkens if you keep down this path, where people will buy the game because they know Tekken, but they're not sticking with it. Like, you don't stick with it. Why would I stick with it?
It's that difficult to say.
So you can't exactly.
Yeah, right now.
If it was like this, tournaments wouldn't be so stacked up with players. Still, I think I don't know if it's because I don't know, some people make a living out of this, but like there's criticism about, of course, a lot of pro players. But in the end of the day, if you see the numbers, also Tekken tournaments, they've never been so high, probably recently, especially with all the tournaments we're having and so on. So maybe players are enjoying competing in this game. But maybe
that's fair. No. I think you're accurate. You're right to say that. But I think, like, let me do like devil's advocate. I think a lot of the enthusiasm is for Tekken. Don't forget, I made guides on Tekken 8, right? But a lot of the enthusiasm for Tekken 8 is residual from Tekken 7. Right? Like sometimes people will watch the second movie that's ass because the first movie was good, right? But the problem happens, like, what happens when you make the third movie? Because everyone knows the second movie sucked. And that's the point I'm trying to make. I think a lot of what people are here for is because if they remember what Tekken 7 was like, the enthusiasm, they're here, the muscle memory, and they're like, okay, Tekken 8 is not great right now, but it'll get better, so I'm going to stick with it, right? It's a rough patch. I think they have the potential to like lose that faith. But I could just be that's what's happened to me. And that could just be me. I could be the outlier. You know what I mean?
But let's say you're right. No, let's say we're right. But what do you think it's the cause of this thing? That the enthusiasm is dying by the heart. Why do you think it's happening? If you think it's happening, why do you think it's happening?
I'll give you my reason, but again, this is subjective, and we all, as humans, we all have our perspective is the perspective. But I'll tell you what it is for me. I remember when I played Tekken 7, and I was playing Lily at the time. Don't judge me. And I was getting fucking bodied by this Lee player who was just ducking everything and moving out the way of everything. And it was like those kung fu movies where like the old master just parries all your shit. And like, what the fuck? Like fucking Kill Bill and Pai Mei just fucking parrying all my shit. And I was amazed by what he was doing. I was amazed. I was truly impressed. And I was like, I need to get that good. In a weird way, the difficulty of what it was to hurt this motherfucker motivated me to like master what he was doing. I am truly believe that defense matters a lot, and I think that the intentional degradation of defensive options has done real damage to people's feeling of the game. I truly feel that way, and I feel like every positively received patch has been the one that has given players more defensive options every time. And so if they keep moving in that direction,
now you're getting a new hit engager, isn't it?
Wonderful, right? Wonderful, right? But the thing is, but again, it's fine. Again, I think all the offensive stuff is fine, but it has to be kept in check with defense. And I think they've intentionally gone like, no, pure offense, -6, bitch, can't do nothing. -5, bitch, can't do nothing. -6, can't do nothing. Whereas like if they made it so like actually all these moves are still aggressive, still have the dumb hitboxes, but check it out, sidestepping is killer now, right? So you got to be smart, right? I remember I've made multiple videos on talking about this now. What is it that separates 3D games from 2D games? For me, is the fact that unlike in 2D games, in a 3D game, when I'm the defender, I usually have something I can, if I know what you're going to do next, I have some sort of option that I can do to kill you for it. I know you're going to do this, so I'm going to step into the Z axis, blow you up. I want to do this parry and kill you. that ability to convert knowledge into fucking comeback factor, right? Into like a freaking reversal is a huge appeal of 3D games for me. And Tekken 7 has
You also play
intentionally
Street Fighter,
produced
yeah?
that. Street Fighter annoys me. It's just fucking.
I know. I already know what you because I know Tekken players. It's also what. Also, what is important here is because Blackheart is also the one who answered this question with yes when I asked him, and a lot of other players did. Tekken players usually. A giant portion of Tekken players are exactly that. They are Tekken players.
Only Tekken players.
They only play Tekken. They do not care about your 2D BS where you have a degenerate. Look, guys, I played DNF Duel on launch. That game
was.
Yeah. That game had guys, do you know what an invincible? Okay, guys, do you know what an invincible Blackheart and Gian? Do you know what an invincible reversal is? Okay,
invincible.
Okay, wait a minute. You know
was stronger.
No, you know Akuma, yeah? You know Akuma in Tekken 7, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so Akuma in Tekken 7, you know the EXDP, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now imagine this. Now imagine when Akuma is in rage, his EXDP that is invincible at frame 1 is safe on block. Now imagine shit like this. So this is
the level of shit you have.
This is what I mean when 2D. Mike Hollow also had this experience. 2D players come over to basically ask. I'm both. I'm a hybrid. This is why it's cool that I have like a bit of perspective on this because I played MKX. I played a DNF Duel. I played all 10 days of Crack, aka 2XKO. So the thing is, 2D players come up to us and they tell us, "Yo, bro, this is not a forced mix-up, blah blah blah," and they don't know what they're talking about because they don't know that in Tekken.
Yeah,
exactly. They don't know that in Tekken we don't deal with this kind of shit. Street Fighter right now is okay. I'm just finished this, Gian. Street Fighter right now has like 15,000 players on the daily, and they have fucking throw loops. Like the definition of like, you know what I mean? Like it's not. It's not only about mix. It's not only about mix in Tekken. 2D games have this to a degree which is absurd to a Tekken player. You get one knockdown to us because in Street Fighter you legit can get one knockdown. Ken will carry you into the wall with fucking Tatsu, and then you are in the corner, not the wall in Street Fighter you call it the corner, and then he will throw loop you to death. Yeah. Now that game
will I throw you or punch you? 50-50 guess. Will I throw you or hit you? 50-50 guess.
He will either do throw, he will either do strike, or he will shimmy you if you try EXDP or to make your delay tech to make it whiff, and then you are dead. And in Tekken we are not, as you said, Chad. In Tekken, things do not work like this. We do historically, we do not get in Tekken, players don't want this, we do not get that kind of reward on hit. In Tekken, that kind of insane snowball reward did not exist. Now, you can already see it with Tekken 8. Do you all know the new knockdown in Tekken 8? The pseudo knockdown where you drop on your ass and you are minus 16. Do you know what I'm talking about? This new knockdown in Tekken 8?
I've not seen this. What is this?
You played, Blackheart, you play Clive, Gian, you also checked him out. Back 4 on normal hit. This knockdown. Back 4 on normal hit.
Yeah.
I don't remember back 4.
Okay, I played wait, then let me, Brian, Brian, wait, does Brian have an... Okay, Blackheart...
the guaranteed follow-up one, you mean?
No. It's guard frames. Blackheart, you also played every character. Brian, does Brian have anything that is this knockdown? Because this is a Tekken 8 knockdown. A lot of characters...
I don't remember, honestly.
One of my chatters is saying Feng's counter hit down forward 1.
Yes.
When you sit on your ass, and they fall back on their ass.
This knockdown.
But Clive's back 4 is not like this though.
No, it's not like this, but it is a new. I think this specific. But yeah, the Feng's.
But it's a new animation. Yeah.
Exactly. It is a new animation. But Feng's down forward 1 is a good example nonetheless because that everyone knows. So it looks like this, and it is like plus 16. Like, what is this? Why are we suddenly have this reward on normal hit? This is where Tekken players are like, this is fishy to me. When Tekken players see these frame numbers, these numbers of frames, they are like, what is going on? When they get hit with a mid, and in Jin's case, in Tekken 7, all that would happen is forward 2 hits you go across half the screen, and then Jin doesn't even get real Oki because he can run up to you, but there is no real threat. But in Tekken 7, in Tekken 8, suddenly Tekken players are confronted with the same mid hits you, and you are minus 17. So this number, these are basically Street Fighter numbers, Street Fighter or Guilty Gear. Okay, not quite Guilty Gear, but they are numbers that are really heavy, and this is the problem when just because like this is when 2D players say what the fuck is wrong with Tekken players? This is not mixed. This is not even degenerate. I play DNF Duel on launch. What do you want, you pussies? But the point is, we are not used to this yet.
It's not even just that we're not used to it. It's not why we're here. We've come here because we don't want to deal with that. But sorry, the Gian's been trying to speak for ages here.
Sorry, Gian. Now go on, please.
I just want to connect quickly on the 50-50. So on the 50-50, I think people that comes from 2D games does not understand is that Tekken, we call it 50-50, but it's not never been really 50-50.
No, it's never been
the
really.
50-50 comes from 2D fighting games where you really have 50% of chance of picking the good, the right or wrong. While in Tekken, if you were getting into heavily minus and you have to guess, you get your 50-50, usually was 66% of success defense.
It was RPS. It was
33%
yes.
getting offended.
Yeah.
In Tekken 8, we saw in a 3D game applying what is a true 2D mechanic.
True 50-50, yes.
Which we always called him 50-50. Even Kazuya's or Knockdown on 112, the historic Kazuya, Knockdown 112, waves to you. It's like, oh, now he starts with his 50-50. But it's not really 50-50 because you can always stay down and then it becomes, now he needs to still pedal you. It's like there is always more layers to that. It's never just the two choice. And what people is not liking in Tekken is the fact that now, at the end, it's down to, guess for your fucking life. It's mid or low.
Yeah.
It's not enough. It's mid or low. Don't try to test it. It's mid or low.
And what's crazy?
It's a 3D game. It's like,
I'm not supposed to... Exactly.
People does not understand this. It's like we call it 50-50, but it's never been a 50-50. It's always
until now.
Until now.
Now
there are scenarios where you verify the 50-50, but it wasn't like this in the past, and that's why people is like, oh, but Tekken always had 50-50. No, you had to way around it.
Wait.
The problem is that.
There were some situations where we also in Tekken had true 50-50s, but they were usually they were not
but you
that
could construct those opportunities. That's the point. Now they are guaranteed always.
Exactly. You had to earn them. Something went wrong.
They were not that
easily to be put in that situation. And oftentimes a true 50-50 would be just as risky for the applier as for the defender.
If depending on depending on the report, and not only what Gian said, not only was it a RPS situation, or is it historically, not only is it this, you can use movement in these situations to influence
to condition them,
not only to punish them, but you use movement to completely influence the options he now is able to use, because suddenly the high risk reward options, now suddenly when you use movement are maybe no longer connecting, which means now you influence him in taking the homing or tracking options that have less reward, and that not only is applied in these RPS situations, also in the case of Kazuya, one of the most prominent examples. If you now use movement, suddenly not only is it influencing RPS, it is influencing the complete matchup.
Exactly. The RPSs were dynamic.
You're
they
just
were super
mind
dynamic.
games and mind stuff.
And the thing is, and that's the thing. Like, and I rediscovered this recently playing Virtua Fighter. Just because there'll be situations where I'm +4 and I'm scared for my fucking life, bro. Like that feeling you have when Yoshimitsu where you're plus, you're like, I don't know if I'm really plus because he might be flash, right? And like there's situations where I'm playing and I'm +4, I could go for the grab, but strikes beat grabs. So if I go for the even though I take my plus friends, he blows me up. That sense of the defender. Not only can the defender do things to keep themselves safe, the defender has stuff that can turn the tables completely on me. So I, as the attacker, I'm scared. And the reverse is true. I'm -4, but I'm not scared because I know what this bitch is going to do. I know he's going to do a linear move. I'm going to sidestep it. The sidestep is going to work. I'm going to launch him. And like that sense of, we're talking about numbers, we're talking about frames, we're talking about 50-50s, but really I think the real takeaway is the options I have as a defender.
And
that's the thing. As a defender, you used to have interesting options, whereas now you don't. You only have interesting options when you're playing attack. So now you better play an attack character who's always attacking. Otherwise, you don't get to play it.
Sorry, you don't need to be conservative anymore.
I still wanted to add something on the ecosystem question.
No, please do. Yeah, sorry.
So I think that what Bandai has been doing is trying to increase this player retention, which is always obviously their target, especially now that he has some game as a service implementations into the game, like the store. You want to have people playing for as long as you can, because potentially they buy more stuff from your store, like the £100 fundoshi that we are all waiting for. So Bandai has been historically increasing comeback potential, because that gives you a weaker player.
More hype,
always. Since Tekken 6 has been doing this. Okay. Tekken 7 they introduced Rage Art, and now with the hit you have the best instance of comeback potential. I'm not talking plus frames. I'm looking at the casual now. The real. Sorry, I shouldn't even say the casual. I'm talking about the average players, because if you play 100+ hours, you are not completely casual, in my opinion. You might not be in depth. You might not be an advanced player. You might not be interested to spend all the time to study all the shit ton of papers that there is on this game, but you are not a casual. It's not only the level that makes you or doesn't make you casual. It's as well how much time you spend into the game.
Yeah, of course.
But now that you literally are in a situation, this happened to me, like not long ago in a session that I had a couple of weeks ago. I was steamrolling my opponent, and he was in rage. It was like almost on his pixel life, and they rage arts me. He activates it, and he hit smash me, and now I'm 1 hit from rage. And he literally only had to press 2 buttons. Then yes, I could block and everything. You have to see the situation if it was my fault or not. Yes, I understand that. I'm not saying that it wasn't my fault, but there is no way that this would happen. I believe, even if I don't play in any other fighting games, that you press 2 fucking buttons, one button twice, and you get 75%.
Wait, chat is muted.
Oh no, Chad, you're muted.
Sorry. I was going to say, no one clip what I'm about to say, right? No one, especially you, Blackheart, yeah? But let me tell you something. The amount of times where I've been getting fucked up in a round as Xiaoyu, and I'm like, but I've got heat, I've got rage, I've got 20% of my health, and I say to myself, I'm going to win this round. This guy can have 80% of his health, and I'm like, I'm going to win this round. And I'm not going to win it through superior Tekken. I'm going to throw out a counter hit launcher, YOLO, right? And if he gets the advantage of me, I'm going to activate heat, so I'll have some plus frames to work with. I'm going to force this motherfucker to guess at the wall, and he's going to die. And lo and behold, and also it happens to me too. So it's not just a Xiaoyu issue; it's a Tekken 8 thing. Where sometimes I'm playing I don't know if you had this feeling. Maybe this is why I'll never be a champion. I'm having a feeling, and I'm winning the round. But I look at my opponents in rage. I look at them in heat, and I'm like, I think I'm going to lose. I think because he's going to make me guess. If I guess, I don't know if you have that feeling. I truly just feel like I'm going to lose because I'm like, he's gonna do. You get that with in Tekken 7. I only got that with like Asuka. I'm like, this bitch is gonna hit me with a random hand kick. I'm gonna die, right? But like in this game, it's everyone. Like this motherfucker's gonna activate heat. He's gonna make me guess. He's gonna rage out, and it's the worst feeling, bro.
I quickly want to make your point even more severe, Gian, because you said your point is actually more severe because heat. I mean, Rage in Tekken 6 was a sole comeback mechanic. But do you know what the amazing and very, very insane part actually about Heat is? It's not only a comeback tool, it is also a steamroll tool at the same time. Which means if you really fuck up people and you win a round, usually Arslan Ash is correct about it. What you get is you get maybe one poke, then you get a fat big fucking counter hit launcher, then you do your shit. Then you do heat, and then he wakes up he has to guess basically at this point. Sometimes you have to go for a duck. So he ducks into your heat smash, you win. So this is the thing. The heat is not only a comeback mechanic, but it is also a complete steamroll mechanic at the same time.
Oh god.
But that's the point.
It's the worst, bro.
And obviously we all know this. And this is I think where Bandai mistake is trying to appeal to the casual in the wrong way. And I've been saying this so many times. They implemented the mechanic the section in the game that has the potential to appeal to the casual, and it's just a empty skeleton, and is the Tekken Fight Lounge. So if instead, and trust me, you know why? Because if you're a casual, you don't give a fuck of what is +5 or +15. You don't even know that.
Sure.
You don't even know that. You get hit dash, you get hit engage. You are mashing after that if you're a casual. Because you don't know, because you don't care. You're mash button.
Yeah, true.
You know what you're interested in. What? Oh wow! I have to beat all the 5 the Mishima in this event battle, and I get a free customization item. And there is a new battle every week. How many of these casual that dropped when the game launched would have still be here playing?
Yeah, they would have. I see what you're saying.
Because they don't care. They don't care about rank. Because anyway, at the end of the day, you're gonna reach a level in ranked.
Yes.
Where you find more competent player that know how to use this overpowered tool, which will make the game just a trash experience for you.
This again, Jan. That's exactly okay. You've hit on 2 things that I really want to talk about. Yes, exactly.
So that's the point with Bandai. Just
but what is
it's
the
fun.
difference
Go on. Sorry, Finn.
I just because I also play Street Fighter, yeah.
Sure.
So what is because I want to know Gian's. Okay, Gian, you probably don't play Street Fighter. But
you should. It's a good game.
No, yeah.
There's a lot to learn.
Okay.
It's
so in Street Fighter, I once watched an American streamer, and he was a jury, and he was already master rank, and he didn't know any frames. He didn't know any frames, but he was still mad enjoying the game. He was playing it. He was having mad fun. He was also playing ranked, and he was a casual. So what would you say? Because right now, my assessment is a bit different, but I don't know exactly. I can't pinpoint the reason because I interpret the numbers actually extremely positive for Namco Bandai. But obviously, you both said, yeah. I mean, you because the numbers are quite insane actually when it comes to how many people are playing the game. But I also said this, Gian, you might remember this. I also said the engagement is a bit low. You have high numbers, but the engagement doesn't transfer to like Twitch, for example.
This is what I was talking about ecosystem. This is what I was saying.
Yeah. So, but Gian, it's a problem. You don't play Street Fighter, but Street Fighter has more mix. Also has Drive Rush. Also has kind of the same discussion going on with you turn green and you win. Like in Street Fighter, people have the same discussion that we have in Tekken in a bit smaller. But the game is doing mad numbers. It draws way more casuals. It is also a better product for casuals because you have a better
Story
fight
mode,
launch
single
there.
player stuff.
Yeah, but so I think you are correct because you set the law. So you are correct actually. I can explain this to myself, but it's actually not that complicated. You are completely correct about this because the launch in Street Fighter offers you not insanely way more, but it offers you way more.
Yes,
it offers you way more. But yeah, you are okay. Yeah, I think you are correct.
I have answers too, but I want to hear the chat. Yeah, what's up, man?
I think the appealing from Street Fighter comes from first. Well, their fight lounge. I know he has a bit more to offer if you really are a complete casual. So it gives a bit more to do if you really just don't want to do. Because in Tekken, at the end of the day, when it launched, we were all like, oh, it's not going to be Tekken 7. That's what they were saying. It's not going to be Tekken 7. There's going to be a lot to do. Look, there is Tekken Ball is back. And everyone, I was the first one happy with Tekken Ball, and I never played it. I was the first one. I never played it. I was happy with that.
It's fun. It's actually very fun. Not going to lie.
It's like, I used to, because for me, it was like in Tekken, when you had Tekken 3, when you were playing Tekken 3, when I was a kid, I was playing Tekken 3 with a friend of mine, PS and everything. And, you had PS1 with a memory card, and, your dad erases Tekken 3 for the 10th time because he had to put his new FIFA save on the PlayStation. So you have to restart Tekken and re-unlock the Tekken Ball, and then you re-unlock the Tekken Ball. You meet with your friends, you only play Tekken Ball because it was too fun. It was way too fun. And I was happy to have that. But apart from that, all the offline component of Tekken is a disposable component. It's a one-time gig that you take away. There is nothing else to do apart playing online and practice mode.
Yes.
There's nothing else to do. And that's why the casual don't find appeal. Then I think that the difference as well, another thing for the mid and above level as well, is the ranking system. So the ranking system in Street Fighter, I'm not very much into it, but I know it's similar to Tekken. He has color, and every color has got his grades.
Sure.
And then on the master, you get the elo system.
Yes.
With the legends. Am I right?
Correct. That is correct.
And that's where I think.
And also worth knowing, once you become a master, you're just master. There's no
You don't go rank.
you don't derank. So now you're in a different
most people
league of
stop
players.
also when they reach master because then
Many
the
people
game
do.
actually gets
That's hard.
insanely
Yes.
frustrating.
Now you're dealing with killers.
Same with
Now-
Tekken. Same with
Tekken, exactly. And it's worse
let
for the
me tell
people
you-
the killers who actually want to keep playing. But yeah, continue.
Let me add you something, because I'm not sure if you three especially experienced this, because you probably were way above the level I was when I started Tekken 8. Because Tekken 8 is where I started to dive. I started trying to really
Got you.
myself.
Really committed. Yeah.
I need to be good if I want to talk about. I need to have a bit more credibility now. And I know that credibility doesn't come just from a badge, but from a lot of people that watch the video.
I get that. Internally, you want to feel
will
that.
not
way too.
believe
I
you.
get it.
So I really put a lot of effort into improving my Tekken and everything. And the blue rank system, from the blue rank above, where the really rank system starts, because before that it's just pushes you up until you reach blue rank.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's how the system works. You get
Yes.
too much points until you get to blue ranks. Once you get to blue ranks, there is this weird scenario where if you're someone that reached blue rank and never reached Tekken King, you're gonna be fighting just people that never reached Tekken King, and it's gonna be a completely different game.
The prowess, yes.
The prowess matchmaking and all the.
I can relate to this. I can relate.
Yeah,
to it.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
No, but it's for people that is at that level. For people that is a blue rank, is a horrible experience. In my
It's
opinion.
disgusting.
Because you work, you get to Fuji, and then you work. It's like, fine, I go to blue rank. 1 week, 1 month after you're into Raiji, and then you get for 2 months into Bushin, and then you make it to Tekken King. It's like, I'm Tekken King, fucking hell, yes.
And
Tekken King is great.
Wait a minute.
then-
What do you mean? What do you mean with disgusting exactly?
Let me finish. Let me finish.
Yeah,
it.
go.
So you get to Tekken King, and your prowess jumps from 200,000 points to 240,000 points, which is a very specific number.
Yeah.
After you have on that 240 and above, you get matched with every kind of prowess. You get matched with God of Destruction as well. Okay.
No, it's not every kind of prowess. It specifically only wants to match you with other players who are above that threshold.
Yeah, above that one and above. Sorry.
Yes.
But not every 240 and above. Okay.
Yes.
Which means the next time you're gonna connect, all the progress that you gain is gonna go into the fucking sink, and you're gonna just snowball back. This happened to a lot.
I have
of
to ask a
people.
question here,
Yes.
I have to ask if you are really sure about this, because because I noticed this as well. I have like I don't even know. I have like 350,000 prowess or some.
Yes.
But the thing is, I ask if you're correct about this, because obviously I see Blackheart 400k get like matched with 250. I see this, but is this because it would to me it doesn't make sense, because I thought this prowess matchmaking system, in my eyes, it still tries to do it. It tries to give me actually someone with like 300k. But if he can't do it, then he just widens the pools, I guess.
So let me walk you through. Let me walk you through that, because you are right. It is
okay, but then also in additional, just quick. Also, what I want to know. If it was a ranked system back in Tekken 7, but that wouldn't really change anything, right? Then you would also get matched with people who are on blue ranks, but or Tekken King, but on their old accounts.
You will not have these double standards on blue ranks.
Yes,
where
it's the illusion.
It's 230 below, 230 above.
It's the shifting of it's the shifting of the illusion, right? Let's say Tekken 7 system. There isn't this prowess by matchmaking. You are hard stuck Fujin, because yes, people who are true Fujins, you're kind of going 50-50 with, and then the people who are above are killing you, right? So you are stuck at Fujin, and so you know your level. Your level is consistent. The problem with Tekken 8 is that it fools you into thinking, I'm beating Fujins now. I'm beating Raijins now. I'm consistently beating players with this tag, Raijin. I'm consistently beating players with this tag, Bushin. So you're using those tags as like a marker of skill. Then you reach Tekken King, right? And then you get matched up with a Raijin, and you're like, it's fine, because I've been beating Raijins for the past month on the way up here. But you're not fighting the same motherfucker. You're fighting he's got the same tag as Raijin, but this is a fucking God on his ult, right? So now you get blown up. You're like, well, that was a fluke, right? That was a fluke Raijin. But now you're fighting a Fujin, like, this should be even easier. And now this Fujin kicks your ass. And you're like, what's happening? And now you fight against another Fujin, and he kicks your ass. So then you now getting deranked, and it hurts you emotionally, because the game had fooled you into thinking that you were at a certain level, which it turns out you're not. Continue.
It does, but I also know this ranked system is for. I have a list of reasons why this ranked system is completely terrible, like insanely terrible. But some, and I'm not saying this is not saying what you said. I know you didn't mean this, but when I read a lot of comments from, let's face it, in my opinion, they are insane scrubs.
Yeah, sure.
When I read this shit, I get a bit angry because when they say, "Oh, I'm Tekken King, I'm Tekken Emperor," now I get matched with people on Tekken King who have a GOD or some shit. Like my bro, not you, not anyone here, but like these people, you should. This is only This is only 3 or 4 ranks away from you. Like you want to reach GOD, you should be able to have a chance against these ranks. It's only 3 ranks. If you are a mighty ruler in Tekken 7, you have a chance against an eternal or divine ruler for sure. But the problem is this is not because of the ranked system in Tekken 7. The ranked system in Tekken 7 was just better and more detailed with the brackets. This is why it worked.
Exactly.
This is why you actually had a chance against an eternal ruler. But here it is weird because I know it myself. You see a Tekken Emperor play and you're like, what the fuck is this? Then you see a God of Destruction play and you're like, is this guy playing in tournaments? You know what I mean? Like, it's only a few ranks of difference, right? Like a very, very few. Let's take Tekken King, brother. I have seen Tekken Kings with 38 defense. That it is amazing.
Shout out Ling Nation. Shout out Ling Nation. Ling Nation. Shout out Ling Nation.
And then you look at Blackheart, and Blackheart is basically only 4 ranks or something, or 4 or 5 away from Tekken King. And you're like, wait a minute, there are only 5 rank difference, but it is, if you look at Blackheart, or even at me playing, then you're like, what is going on? What is this? This is like it seems like
we are too close. Yeah, exactly. There should be more distance between.
Yeah,
I should
and
not
my
be
reason
for
it. Now I want to give.
Yeah.
Now I want to give my biggest reason. Sorry, Gian. I will. Sorry,
go.
I will now give. I don't want to. I sometimes.
No. Finish your point. You're here for a reason. We want to hear your thoughts. Go on.
I think the biggest point, which makes me goddamn angry, is this fake that they have done in the beginning of the ranked system. I don't know if everyone knows this. Still, there are people who do not know this. Did you know that Warrior is the first rank in this game?
I can talk about how the rank system works for hours.
Okay, you do this, yeah? So you all know this. So this stuff, this is where I'm like...
wasted ranks, yeah.
It is not only... Yes, it is wasted, and worse than this... This is what truly baiting your player base looks like. If you give them at the beginning 10 free rank ups, you give them 10 free rank ups and they are literally free. You cannot lose points until Warrior. You can drop to Cavalry, but you can't drop to drop lower than Cavalry, which is the last green rank. If you do this, it is so obvious. You want to make people addicted to the rank up feeling, yeah? You get a rank up, it's all good, you are strong now. And then suddenly, as now you said, people get these points are too much. You make a win streak, and suddenly they hit this wall somewhere in Blue Ranks or Tekken King, and then this frustration kicks in. So it is actually, I don't know why they did this. I don't know for the love of my life. Sorry, yeah, go on.
We go back on that. I can tell you why they did this. To go back to have the casual playing in. But I tried to create this casual rotation with the wrong tools.
And you throw them off. Yeah.
Because
it throws them off. People are playing quick match. They don't play your ranked mode even. You make it miserable for us, the players who like are a bit more enthusiastic and want to be competitive about it. You make it worse for us, and you make it also worse for the casuals. It's a lose-lose situation. It's completely stupid.
That is exactly, again, it's another example of what we're talking about. It's like you can see why they make a decision to get people interested up front. Yeah. But then how for the long-term health of the game, you do more damage.
Well, right? for the ranked mode, for sure is shit you do, yeah. For sure.
Yeah, it's
but yeah, it's I think
it's gross. It's gross.
It's like for me the biggest problem is like, yes, people says there are not enough rank. I think it's just that there are 10 ranks that are useless. You can just put like 6 ranks, 4 ranks useless, and then have the other working. You don't need 10 ranks of gift. Yeah. You know,
I was watching a video.
The green rank.
I was watching a video of fucking back when I was playing Leo and I was still trying to learn the game, and I was watching Cherryberry Mango play Leo, and I remember being and I remember, man, Cherryberry Mango's got Leo all the way up to Gembu, man. He's killer. I've gone back to look at season 1 Tekken 7 ranks and being like, man, I was just struggling to reach Genbu. I need to get red rank. I'm like, now look at these motherfuckers. Like, what is happening? Like, even me, I'm like, I have nowhere near. I do not belong near God. I do not belong near that point. I belong where I was in Tekken 7, which is like, okay, I'm above the higher blue ranks, Emperor, but whatever I run to God, I'm fighting for my life and I'll probably lose. That was where I was at, and that's still the level I'm at now, right? Like, ranks, again, it's a boomer thing. Ranks used to mean something.
Like, they still, I would not say they don't mean anything. It's just that
not that you're right. You're right.
They have a different meaning. Especially everything, like, I don't want to say everything below. And then it's always bad when you talk about these things because you feel like you're just telling people that they're not.
Yeah.
That ranks are hard to achieve, especially like
they are.
You're right.
I'm not mean anything and everything, but it's
sorry,
if you compare
right.
it to the past, where you got to check, like there are some clips about Harris playing when he was Genbu in Tekken 7 with Dragon.
Yes.
And he had a perfect, like you were seeing perfect Korean backdashing, doing very, very mindful and thoughtful Tekken. So, it's like you don't see any of those.
Okay, final point I want to put in there because I did a deep dive on this in a prior video. But you haven't seen this because it's a Nova Saiken arc I do, which has nothing to... This is a complete clown show, which is my personal crusade.
First of all, I need to... Full disclosure, I love you, Finn. I also love Nova Saiken. He's my kind of autist.
Yeah, I know this. I know you don't...
I'm fan of both of you. But yeah, speak your truth.
It is not, the point is only if the Tekken Tech 2 deep dive. It's just the thing that I found a Korean website. And these max ranks in Tech Tournament 2, yeah, it's like true Tekken God, yeah. These super high ranks, starting from purple, were so rare and so valuable that they made a list. They made a list with the character and the player that played them. Yeah. They were so rare back in the day that they made a motherfucking list and put like John Ding, all the players you know all the players on there, John Ding, Ni, Kudans, JDCR, like all these players. These players had the max rank. Like these ranks were insane.
Yeah.
And in Europe, if you ask players who because I was a casual back then, but if you ask JFK, like players who are old school who like played competitively or like ranked competitive at the time, they will tell you if you were a blue rank in Tech 2, back then you were a god. You were a god.
You're a killer. Yeah, for sure.
But the rank system was gatekeep as fuck as well.
That's what changed.
But I like the gatekeepiness because
I also do it.
The only way I get the points is I must take them from another man. Like that was it, bro. There was no charity out here.
Yeah.
I must, in order for me to rise, you must fall. That is the only way.
Yes. But that's why I agree. That's why I agree. People, like I heard people, I've been talking about rank in the past a bit. And I saw people saying, "Oh, but you lose way too much point after you achieve blue ranks, and then after you achieve Tekken King." It's like, no, it's like, no, you don't lose too much point. You want to get high, you have to fucking fight your ass out.
No, but actually, I disagree. I agree with those guys because I want it to be consistent. There is something you have to understand psychologically. It's weird when the game, like Finn was saying, auto promotes you for like a third of the bracket, and then you have a streak system that's super generous, and then it gets less generous. That lack of generosity at the end feels punitive. Whereas if it was like that all the way through, you wouldn't feel that way. You wouldn't.
No, but that's the point.
And it's a lack of consistency. Yeah,
I don't agree with the system being so generous on red, purple, and blue ranks.
Their feelings.
Note how Blackheart shuts up right now because he has every character at GOD.
He doesn't have to worry about these mental problems, right? Yeah.
If I have to say my opinion on this situation, I think
please.
You want a Master Sync, legend.
Yeah, of
I
course.
Also would like a God of God ranks.
Yeah.
Compared to Tekken 7, for example, reaching even the highest rank, I think it's far easier in this game. But it's because I don't think there are many points required in order to do so. Like if you're good at the game, and if you're good with fundamentally with a card, I think you can reach the highest rank not so hard. I think apart from maybe some specific cards that are very hard to play.
Yes.
But if you are very good fundamentally in this game, I think that it's compared to Tekken 7 because. If we remember how Tekken 7 was based, okay, that God Omega was basically impossible to achieve because it required too many points, basically. You had to win, I don't know how many sets.
But they had the streak system in place as well, right?
No, the streak system was once you were there. There was no streak to help you get there. But once you were there,
like they were. I don't remember
okay,
specifically how many. I don't remember specifically how many, but there were a huge amount of points.
I have a point to say on God Omega after you finish.
Yeah, go on.
But Blackheart, when you say this, a fundamentally good player, like, do you know Fighting GM? No, he does these fraud call-outs. Like, are these players boosted, or is this no? Wait. I mean this seriously. I don't want to trash anyone. These players can be legit God of Destructions, but when I see this,
I don't know if that's
it used to be a pro,
very good. I don't know if that's a very good and safe format. You know, it seems like a little bit toxic. I don't know.
Okay. No. I just want to say, you said when you are a fundamentally skilled player. Now, when I see this.
Finn, let me help you. Let me add to what you're about to say. I know where you're going.
Okay, I just want to say, some of these players I saw on Fighting GM videos, they are legit GODs. There was one guy who was legit boosted. He was legit boosted. He had proved this on stream that this guy was a booster. But some of them seem legit, but they play. Sorry to say this, it is the max rank. I'm allowed to say this. They play.
You're right. There's a guy in my chat. Hold on. There's a guy in my chat who I need to talk about. All right, hear me out. One of my favorite streamers. Hopper, you're in my
Hopper.
chat. You're in my chat.
I know Hopper.
Everyone knows Hopper. You're in my chat. I gotta do it. Okay, Hopper. I love Hopper. I've been a subscriber. Right. I watch this guy on the regular. I love Hopper. This is his first Tekken game, and he has got Victor up to God of Destruction multiple times. Right. I watch Hopper for multiple reasons. I actually like him. He's a city UK city boy. I respect
him. I also like him. I also
watch
him. He doesn't know that I watch him because I'm a shadow, but I watch everyone.
There you go. But the way he plays makes me want to pull my hair out, right? And the thing is, he knows. He doesn't not know this, right? And to be fair, he's using the ridiculous stuff of this system optimally, right? Because there's a lot of people who this is their first game and they've not been able to get to God. He does, and to be fair, he commits the time too, right? But in my head, I have two thoughts. I want this to be a game that someone like Hopper can play and make progress in. But I want this to be a game that someone who plays like Hopper does not get to God. Right?
I mean, he is obviously he is a legit God. He is a legit God. But let's be just guys. We have to be real.
Say it, bro. Say it. We're being real.
If you look at we are not even needing to go through Tekken God Tech 2. You need to look at Tekken God Omega, Tekken 7. There was not a single legit Tekken God Omega that was not playing really, really, really good and solid in the context of big picture, not tournament player, but big picture Tekken. This is a fact. Yes, there were people who boosted. I once called the guy out.
Yeah, but they are extreme cases. You know. There are like boosting was possible even in Tekken 7.
Yes, it was. This is what I want to go. There was one Horang TGO. I called him out. I said, bro, the way you play, you are fake as fuck. Are you kidding me? Then I let my friend, a Tekken King Leroy, who had 200 hours in Tekken 7, by the way, that tells you about Leroy. That was still when he was nerfed. But he had 200 hours. He was beating that TGO up like nothing. Okay, so there were people who cheated. There were people who cheated the rank file. You could just edit the rank file.
It was actually easier to cheat in Tekken 7 because
of course, you
could because ranks were saved locally, so you could
you could.
Well, yeah, that was so easy.
That was the big issue.
You could not only plug, you could simply load your rank file into a cheat engine and then edit the hex file, and then you just were God of Destruction. You were just Tekken God Omega.
Wow.
Yeah, it was literally that easy.
But hold on, I want to bring. It was that easy. But I want to. Oh no, go Jan. Go Jan.
No,
go on. Sorry, I'm venting. I'm going.
No. You made a good point. Don't apologize.
But that's why I think I want to try to bring a different perspective on the rank comparison we are doing, because we are comparing Tekken God Omega to God of Destruction, but I think they're really not the same rank, because I think Tekken God Omega refers more to the Tekken God Prime, which was the max rank for most of the lifespan of Tekken 7.
Yes.
And at the time, I remember when Tekken God Prime was around, there was people like King Jay. They was going he made this mission, try to bring every single character to Tekken God Prime.
Yes.
And it was going for it. Even Mayman Zui was going for multiple characters to Tekken God Prime.
Yeah, some people did it also, me or Eddie. Yeah.
Because after a lot of people started to complain that, like, towards season 3, I think it's being put mid-season 3, I don't remember exactly. It's like there is not much to do now in Tekken 7 rank. You know, I have Alpha on the roster in Tekken God Prime. They introduced Tekken God Omega. The difference is Tekken God Omega.
Right.
It was way mechanically more difficult to achieve.
Yes. It
was
very hard.
Okay, but then take Tekken God Prime. Some God of no Tekken God Prime played like some God of Destructions. I see.
No, that's true. That's because of the nature of the game. That's because of the nature of the game.
So what you
I'm talking about how.
Hold on, let Jan finish. Go. Say your point.
Like I'm thinking though at the same time is like this system still misses the Tekken God Omega style thing. This system really literally to the true Tekken God Omegas, the one that makes it there and never go down. You know. Yes. Like all the pros, like Joka, they discovered that the 99999. You will never get demoted anymore.
You will never get demoted.
There is no legend system. There is no elo system. There is nothing like that.
I will. Okay, last point, because then I'm gonna mute and take notes again. Then I'm gonna listen. Legit. But the point is, you are correct, because I hope this is my biggest hope is this for season 2. The ranked, legit. This is my biggest hope. I don't even fucking care about balance, because I'm a ranked guy. This is me. This is just me now. This is just me. But I want to check myself on my own dishonesty, because someone is gonna call me out on this anyways. You played since I played season 1 Tekken 7. Obviously, I did a break and then came back. This is why I think I missed this update. You know that the ranked system in Tekken 7 was once in season 2, I think, was completely reworked.
Yeah, it was updated.
Which means prior to season 2, we are already. Prior to what was it? Was it even the case that prior to season 2 you also did not have the rank bar? You could not even see your progress. Right?
You could not see your progress, and it was equal points and win and loss.
Equal points, equal loss from beginning to end.
It was a real skill system. It was
This is to bring another person down. And you couldn't. You didn't know it's a promotion match until it was your match. So you just
you had to win a lot.
like in tech tournament. So my question now is: would everyone here be in favor of a system like not exactly with the elo at the end, but let's say you have the ranked system now to God of Destruction, and then let's say you have a mini ranked system on top with 10 ultra hardcore achievable ranks that are like animated and shit that are like gifts. Would everyone here be in favor of, like, you can get to God of Destruction and then a mini ranked system starts, the God of God, the King of God Kings, 10 ranks, 10 ranks on top that are insane? Would everyone Would
I personally like this? No. It would be better. What
are your thoughts? Go.
He's only saying this because his brand is going to suffer from this.
No.
Get ready for the rank reset. You will have to work a lot.
I will prefer either a rank reset or making GOD a little bit harder to achieve, honestly. Because otherwise we get too much.
So you wouldn't like a basically what Street Fighter does, where there's a master rank, and once you're up there, there's a new elo system that is literally just wins and losses. You
like a league of GODs also, something.
Like league of GODs, or like the way, I don't know if you've seen the Weibo Wank.
It would be
tagging win losses. Like that way.
But my system would be that, because my problem with the elo system in Street Fighter is it is just a number, but I want a PNG attached to this because people like shiny. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, I get you.
Because people like PNGs.
Yes, I get you.
But that's like we work around as human guys. We want the fucking shiny badge.
Yeah, exactly, Gian. We should design this.
But it wouldn't be that hard, because you would literally just be like,
but there would be too many ranks.
No, but you wouldn't have to be, because you wouldn't have to be ranked. You'd be percentiles. You'd be like,
what do you mean? Wait.
Top 10 percentile? Are you in the top 90 percentile? You know what I mean? Like, you could make it just 10, but like, it's about percentages. The amount of people that are here. Have you broken up? Do you have a higher win-loss rate compared to other masters?
Yes.
Are you like, you could do it? You could limit it and make it be infinitely scalable, no matter how many people get there. There's a way you can do it.
But Blackheart is objectively wrong right now. I have to call him out on this. Wait. You are factually incorrect. Because right now, do you know, you are factually incorrect, because how many ranks did Tekken 7 had? 31 or 32? How many ranks do we now have?
40,
We have 20.
12. Yeah, the
How many ranks do we have
okay,
now?
there
we
was
have
wait,
14
there was after the update they took the wooden ranks out. They
Oh,
took the
yeah,
wooden
yeah,
ranks
that's
out.
true.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah, yeah. There's
so
a few,
wait,
yeah.
Blackheart.
Man, you're saying we have 10 ranks less now.
Exactly,
How?
we have 10 ranks less because
No, they only removed some higher ranks, but the rest is the same.
wait,
No,
you
sure,
didn't
it's
listen. You
true.
didn't listen. You
You're
didn't
true,
listen.
it's true. You're
Warrior
missing, you're
Warrior
missing.
is the first rank. Warrior
Yeah,
is the
20
first
ranks.
rank.
It's the first real rank because the other ranks below. that
No,
are
okay, what
progression.
does it mean real rank? You have to
No,
consider
wait,
all the
okay,
ranks.
start to lose
okay, wait.
points.
I will
Let
explain.
next one, yeah, go.
I will explain this. Blackheart, you cannot demote until Warrior. It's not possible. You cannot lose points. You
Yeah,
did
but
not lose them.
wasn't this the same with Tekken 7?
No,
No,
it wasn't. I played.
no.
I
You
can
could always
actually
lose
say
points.
this because 3 weeks ago,
always lose points.
I started up Tekken 7 and my rank file is gone. Yeah, but my friend is still on like TGP or what. Brian, he tried ranked match, he finds nothing. But actually, as a beginner, right now in Tekken 7, you will find matches online. If you want to play ranked in Tekken 7, you can do it right now as a beginner ranked. And I checked this. I was like, okay, am I losing points now against this guy? I do.
You can lose
do.
points. Even as a beginner rank, you could lose
It's
points.
basically
Not many, but you could lose points.
No.
Yeah.
As a beginner,
lose points.
always every match is rank match in the first blue ranks, and on green ranks it becomes like a kind of normal, pseudo-normal ranking system, but very generous. You need like 2 match and you get into ranking, and you lose like it's like kind of now a bit less generous than now. Now it's way too generous.
So
Now
right
it's
now,
way too
Blackheart,
generous.
we only have 21 ranks. Think about it. If I now do my shit and we put 10 ranks on it, you can be way more. Like if then you know what I mean? Like your brand would be improving. Like you put every character at max rank anyways.
Yeah. To be fair,
No, I'll tell you what I think about this. I don't think losing your rank in like green ranks means this much, even if it's true, you know, in Tekken 7, because they were easy ranks to achieve between one or the other. It doesn't
But they are
make
more
much of
easier
a
now
difference. I
anyways.
think. Wait. I think what makes the difference right now is the fact, and I firmly believe this, is that not only this, but that when you lose a rank, okay, you immediately can gain the rank you just lost. Back. I think that's the main point. I don't think about
win-loss, yes.
Because it's too forgiving on your losses. Because if you lose a rank, okay, if you lose the rank you just achieved, it's not like Tekken 7, which you had to grind a lot to gain your rank back. Just 1 or 2 wins and you get it back.
I think
that's what creates. I think that's what creates the ranking inflation right now.
I think you're right about that, especially that situation. But I would push back and say that this is the weird thing. I actually think in some ways it's too harsh, and I'll give you a reason. Right? Let's say in any rank bracket, let's say I'm a blue rank player. That is my level, right? There are some players in that level who I'm going to beat, and there are some players who are going to beat me, right? Because of the streaking system, if I happen to come across 2 people who can beat me, just 2, right? And they beat me 2-zip, I lose a ton of points, right? But like, I don't think I should lose that many points because yes, there are 2 people at this level who can beat me, but there's also 2 people at the level who I could beat too. And so the streaks create the situation where the order of which you fight people matters. Like if I come up against Glider, I'm gonna fucking lose. Okay, fine, right? But then if I've lost 2 against Glider, and then some scrub comes along and he beats me in the first game, and I beat him in the next 2. I'm still down points because of so that streaking system is too harsh negatively when you lose, and too positively when you win. Get rid of the streak system. Get rid of the streak system.
I think from what I remember, it functioned almost the same on Tekken 7, but just on the higher ranks. Now the situation is the same with every rank.
It was only losses God of Destruction.
It was only losses God of Destruction. It only God of Destruction. Anywhere except for God of Destruction. It was no.
It happened also, for example, with the Gods Primes, Tekken Gods, with blue ranks. No, with blue ranks, no. Like they expanded what happened on Tekken 7 on every rank, basically.
Okay, yeah,
that's what they did. But it happened even.
Streaks are so toxic. They are so.
I just did the final point, Blackheart, because I want you to admit it that I'm correct here. Because because
look at this Ubermensch. Admit that I'm right.
Imagine.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
So imagine you have 10 ranks, yeah. Imagine you have 10 ranks. The rank system is just 10 ranks long. Now, would you agree with me? A ranked system with 3 ranks is worse.
A system with 3 ranks. Yeah. But
So-
the
more
solution
ranks
is
equals
not.
better.
Yeah, it's worse. Yeah, but the solution is not to oversaturate with ranks.
No,
and
not
ranks and ranks.
oversaturate. I just want the Tekken 7 number of ranks. That's it.
No, but I think I understand what Blackheart's saying. So I think, but Blackheart's saying that the bigger problem is the way you transition from ranks. Like, yes, the number
That
would be
is
nice to have
also,
slightly
yeah,
more.
it is also.
Bigger issue, far more than the number of ranks. You could have a system that has this number of ranks and have it be great.
But
Like,
okay, you are correct. You are completely correct. But what I mean is not only okay. You are correct. The way you transition is bad. But then think about it. The less number of ranks makes it even worse
More
because
compressed.
now we are so
Yes.
packed tightly
Yes,
together. And you know this like detail in like okay. Do you know this? You all played Tekken 7. Did you ever know? Okay, you all played Tekken 7, which means do you feel you had this realization where you know how someone played and you know he's a purple rank. He's
yeah.
a red rank.
Yeah, you can see like
But that
you
goes
can
to
see
the
it.
mechanic of the game.
Shout out my
Again,
man. Shout out my man Hopper.
You can identify this, yeah. You can like, oh, he plays like a red rank. He plays like a purple rank. He plays like a blue rank. Like
Gotcha.
you can these three
Yeah, they meant.
colors.
Yeah, you could tell there was a competency level. Like, oh, this is this level of competency. This level
Yeah.
of competency. I know.
You
what
really
Yeah, but
could
it's
say,
not.
okay.
But it was not because ranked punished green ranked. It's not because of this, though. You know, because it doesn't make a difference. You know, if
yeah,
you
that had as much to do with the system because
with the general system of how it works.
Yeah.
I think.
Because the thing is, in this game, you can get you can play. Oh, go on. Sorry.
But also with the number of ranks, because let's say we take your perfect, let's say we make the system perfect, like you want, but then we only have 10 ranks. Then also your system would not be enough because it is still not too.
No, it would. It would because if it was winner take all, the number of people who would get to rank 10 would be very small. Like, again, if there's no streak, there's no bonus points, it would just be like, no, there'd be like 2 people in rank 10. And then, you know what I mean? Like, so it would feel less good emotionally because you'd promote less often, I guess. That's a factor. But like, I do think what Blackheart is saying, the core of what Blackheart is saying, which is like the real crux of the issue is obviously 10 ranks better than 3. I get you. There's a number at which point you're fucking up. But I think and I think you're right to say that. But I think what Blackheart is saying is like, actually, adding 5, adding 7, adding 12, like that's not the issue. At this point, we have enough ranks for it to be good. The real issue now is the progress of this. Is why I think Blackheart saying.
I could live with that, but like I don't know. I think just these points I sometimes think about when I see like, okay, Blackheart, yes, every like, did you did not had every character at Tekken got Omega though?
No, of course not. Of course, it was too hard.
That's a harder thing. That's a harder thing to do. Yeah, for sure. It's a harder thing. But again, that's more to do with the progression.
You could have get all to Tekken Prime.
But I had a lot of cards to go.
If it took time, yeah, you could.
Because it was. I think honestly, the system. The problem with the system is that. So it's like, okay, let's try to attach it like this. So, could you differentiate a player that was like you were seeing someone playing with this badge? Could you guess his rank if he was around a yellow and orange player in Tekken 7?
In Tekken 7, yes, you could.
Yeah.
Yes, you could. Yes, you could.
You could. No, it's like.
Yes, you could.
No. Yeah, but it's like, can you differentiate a yellow to an orange rank?
Yes, I could. In
you could?
I could. I definitely could.
For me, not that much. For me, it's like.
Oh, maybe in season 1 because obviously by season 2 everything changed.
Towards the end.
Okay,
because,
yeah, maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. Yeah.
That's the point. It's like is where the bell turn of the graphic. You know, the classic graphic with the rank distribution. It's where it was.
Yeah.
That's where the system was at the end trying to funnel most of the people. Either you were winning or losing, depending on the side in which side you were. While this system does it on a different point. This system does it on Fuji rank. And that's why now, when you see someone that is between the purple and the low blue ranks or high red ranks, you are like, what the fuck? What Tekken am I watching?
What does this?
Because now this system literally. So it's like how the orange ranks, the yellow and orange ranks is basically almost impossible to get demoted. And it's like the green rank of season 1 Tekken 7.
Yes.
Bottom mashing. Yes. There is nothing to get out of that. You don't need to get nothing. To get to Fujin, you need to a minimum.
There's a competence. You need to know your combo. Yes, you need to understand when it is your turn, when it's not. Yeah,
That is too early. That is too early, guys. You can't be. You are telling me, because that's Fujins now is what Genbus were in Tekken 7. That cannot be the case. That is not. I don't want in my game. I'm sorry. Some people are obviously memeing this. Ranked is not Tekken World Tour. Yes, guys, it is not. But still, it pisses me the fuck off that who have 38 defense have the rank that is called Tekken King. Just the word of the word of this rank. How this rank is called. Yeah, Tekken King. You should not be called Tekken King if you have. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
No.
I just get agitated by this.
Look,
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Point of view, like that's the point. Your point of view is someone that spent shit tons of 1,000 hours labbing everything, and is completely fair. Because that's how you feel. You feel, why the fuck did I learn this? If I can just eat engage to shit on ship damage, eat dash.
I mean, not really. I mean, yeah. I did not yet go in depth on my opinion on the system mechanics, but
but they are. Hold on. I'm gonna draw this to an end because we're 2.5 hours, and I like to have a tight podcast. But clearly, we have more to say. We can just talk more about system in the future because I'm loving this chat. By the way, I think I'm loving this. I do want to have more, but I want to say that obviously I was memeing on Hopper just a second ago, but you have to understand that if this is your first Tekken game, you do what the game encourages you to do. When I played Leo in Tekken 7 Season 1, I pressed back 1-4 because that shit was godlike, right? Now, I had other players being like, well, Chad, you're kind of being carried by that move. It's very scrubby. And I'm like, no, I am doing what works. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm here to win, right? And so in a way, I think there are a lot of, I actually kind of take issue with, what's his name, with Fighting GM kind of picking on people. Because I'm like, I get what he's saying. I get where he's coming from. It's definitely funny. I'm a hypocrite. I say it's a bit mean, but I watch the shit out of it. But at the same time, it's like, look, especially if this is your first Tekken game, you do what works. They give you heat. They give you dumb mids, big dumb mids. They give you plus on block for dumb shit. If they give you safe power crush. I don't like the fact that shit is so effective. But that's not a you issue. That's a Namco issue. You know what I mean? And so I see these motherfuckers play like this, and they get to God, and my beef is not with the Nan. My beef is with the game. I'm like, we all play as scrubby as we can get away with. All of us. I'm not using any more brain power than I have to. But in the past, it was like, in order to get further, you had to learn defense. You had to learn high. You had to.
So the problem is not about the number of ranks, but it's about the general game system.
It's about game system progression.
Yeah. So Finn is wrong.
Oh, you're coming back to me. Okay, wait.
The podcast. All right. Thank you for watching, everyone.
He knows he's stinging me. He's putting these small jabs into me.
No, in your ribcage, son. Stab him. Oh, Jack.
God of distraction. Anyway, is around 0.5.
So it's still a small percent of the player base. It's still a small player base. Yeah, that's not crazy. Yeah,
God of distraction is not.
Yo, hashtag Finn is wrong. Yeah, let's make that on Twitter.
Let's go. No, actually,
don't forget that I gave you that birthday.
No, in fact, I was about to say. Actually, Finn made a super wholesome video on me, and I want to thank him again. He made a super wholesome because it was my birthday, on the 10th of December. He made a super well-edited video. It was amazing.
Shit. In fact, actually, that's a great transition. Yeah,
but he's wrong. He's wrong here. He's wrong.
It's a great transition. If you're watching this, obviously, all of us here, except for Blackheart, I think you're more prominent on Twitter, but all of us here actually have relatively small channels. So if you're enjoying any of our stuff, be sure to follow each other. Like, obviously, I'm chatting with these guys because these guys' opinions are fucking. I love their opinions. I love their takes. And I love the fact that they're not a bunch of bitches who are like fucking HR safe, but they're also not a bunch of assholes too. We can talk shit with each other. We banter. So if you've enjoyed this, show support to everyone here because it's a good cast of people. Obviously, I've had people making suggestions to get other people on in the future. Sure. This was an impromptu thing. We literally designed it on Wednesday. On Saturday. Like literally there's no planning. But yeah, if you've enjoyed this, go check out everyone else. FinnT, obviously TheGian, that's his YouTube channel name. FinnT, that's your YouTube channel name too, right?
Yeah.
And then Blackheart tonight, y'all should already know that. So yeah, this has been great, and we'll have more discussions in the future. If you want us to see us talk about a specific topic, leave comments on our videos. So
I know a topic. We have to talk about Xiaoyu, me and you. Still.
Hey, yo, bro,
After that video you made, we still need to discuss about the Xiaoyu drama, man.
Let's discuss it now. Okay, so
now
I will let you talk. I will just listen.
Listen, yeah, Blackheart makes a video, right? Blackheart, my hero, my man, got everyone to GOD. He makes a video. Yeah, I'm a subscriber. Yeah, he makes a video being like, man, the Xiaoyu vs Leo match. Unplayable, son. Xiaoyu can dodge all this shit.
No, I didn't say that.
Unplayable, unwinnable. Leo is dead to Xiaoyu. And then he shows basically Xiaoyu doing AOP around a bunch of moves. Now, here's the thing. Only 2 people on planet Earth play play Leo, right? So I personally know that the moves that AOP is going under in that video are moves that everyone can step around. So I'm like, hang on a minute. Xiaoyu is bullshit. She is trash. But you're spreading misinformation now because the moves you've picked are super linear, right? So I make a video lightly making fun of my man, being like, hey, look, here's fucking Jack sidestepping that move. Here's fucking
what does it mean?
Right?
Xiaoyu didn't sidestep those moves. Xiaoyu crushed those moves. He didn't like.
It's a sidestep. AOP has a sidestep and a crouch. I don't know what to tell you.
Sometimes
the crouch beats you. Sometimes the sidestep beats you. That's how it works.
But I could have picked 1,000 examples like this in which no sidestep doesn't work. Maybe I chose the wrong moves, but the concept is still there. The concept of Xiaoyu being bullshit on an AOP is still there. He's still a fucking
is honest. Xiaoyu is honest. Y'all just need to learn them. He just needs to learn the matchup.
There is only one honest character in this game.
And that's Brian. Let's end the podcast before it becomes this degenerate mess. Thank you guys for joining me. We'll have another chat at some point, maybe in a couple weeks' time. And if I don't speak to you guys both on stream or watching in the future, have a happy Christmas and New Year, all that good shit. And I'll see you guys later.
Wait.
Whoa.
Give me one sentence.
Oh shit. Sentence.
I just want to say thank you to all of you 3, and not only you, also everyone else. Like, it doesn't matter who. Like, also Mike Hollow, he did the same.
Shout out Mike.
Shout out Mike Hollow. By the way, Chat, he mentions you in the latest video.
You in the last
he mentioned you in the virtual fighter.
Like, look at the support, man. Look at this.
This is what I mean. Like, so this
is up. Let's go.
This content stuff.
And he always cheat talks me. Oh my god.
I do it. I do it since 1.5 months, and like, it's legit wonderful. I'm also in contact with like people from like Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, and like everyone. Chat is commenting under my video. I like, what? Wait a minute, Chat the Third, are you clowning? Like, I watched his videos like years ago. Like, what is going on? Like, TheGian also commented under my the late commented under his, like, and Blackheart as well. Blackheart watched also the response, and all, like, it is honestly.
Oh yeah.
It's just, you know, Tekken 8, let's just for 1 second, like, just shove Tekken 8 a bit to the side, like, just still this community and all that.
Tekken community, yeah.
It is just, really, really wonderful. Everyone is so supportive. Like, people are getting, Mike Hollow also, like, does a podcast, gets, like, some idiot writes, oh, you are stupid, Mike Hollow. He's like, oh, good sir, would you like to talk with me about it now that I'm stupid? Like, it is literally, it is fun, and no one is like. But right now we don't have. Yeah, sorry.
I agree with what you're saying, but I want to put a cap on this. Give me a second, right? There's a lot of people in that Tekken community who are a bunch of assholes. This is the thing. And there are a lot of people, in the Tekken community who are really cool. And I think one of the things that I've tried to do always is, like, when I encounter someone in the Tekken community who I think, no, this guy's cool. This guy gets it. He trash talks, but he trash talks with reason. He thinks about it. He's like, you know what I mean? When I encounter people in the Tekken community who are cool, they're some of the best people on the planet, right? And so that's why I think it's important. Where I saw TheGian, I saw Finn Blackheart. You all got everyone to GOD, so I was. But you're relatively new though, like in the YouTube stuff, right? So even
on YouTube, yes.
Exactly, yeah. So it's like, so that. But when I saw you, even when there's the small numbers, I'm like, I gotta support these people because it is important to the voices who I think are reasonable in the community start to outsize and outnumber the assholes, because there's a lot of assholes. Let's don't get twisted.
I maybe not yet have encountered these assholes, but if I do, I'm not the kind of guy that will let this unchallenged.
Yeah, no, I get
so,
that.
yeah.
But yeah, no, you're right. You're right to say that. Yeah, shout out to Tekken Worldwide. Again, I got a lot of beef with Tekken the game, but the only reason I come back only reason I'm doing this shit is because the Tekken community, especially when it's at its best, it's like no other. So yeah, you're right to end on that.
It's nice, guys. I would want to say if you go on Reddit and you see the beginner the message that the beginner after a post from a beginner Tekken player they receive is actually great. Tekken beginners say, I've been playing Tekken online now. I'm playing like 25 matches and I won 0. How is this possible? Don't worry, man. We're all been there.
Yeah, exactly.
We're all been there.
It's
just support and everything. So there is still light in this community.
100%. And we got to support
the game.
Yeah, we got to support each other.
Because we all want a better game.
For sure.
That's why we all say what we say.
But we rambling. We out, players. Thank you everyone for joining, and we'll see you next time. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that good shit. Peace.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Ciao.
Ooh, end record.